Tyler Gayton went down yesterday with what was feared to be a torn ACL, but an MRI revealed his ACL is intact. He is instead dealing with a bone fracture, will not require surgery, looking at a 4 to 6 week recovery. Quarterback Kalen Carson suffered a hyperextended knee. He, too, will miss 4 to 6 weeks.
This SportsCenter update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And it is another beautiful day in Oxnard, California, as we continue our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. And I tell you what, it is a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky in Oxnard. Cowboys, though, picked a pretty good day to take the day off.
Yeah, it is a player day off, 72 degrees in Oxnard, no clouds anywhere. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. So yesterday, it stayed kind of cloudy all day.
Little chilly
and cold, and it was and it was breezy. Today we might complain about heat. I mean, we might.
I doubt it, but we might.
I mean, maybe.
It's all right. I mean, you dressed for a cold day. You got long sleeve hoodie on. I knew better. Come on.
I'll be fine after yesterday. I'm going to be fine at just like this. It is insane, and we're roughing it for you guys. We are roughing it. We just made some sandwiches. There's some videos on the San Antonio Sports Star social media and at Joe Reinagle 210 at Jason Minix on Instagram. A little behind the scenes here at Cowboys camp because it is a player day off. So, I mean, there's not security keeping us from going into VIP areas like they normally would. Of course, there's nothing fun going on in the VIP areas, and some reason they lock the alcohol. I don't know.
Well, because they know you're here. Well, that's exactly why, and it would be all gone. I do want to say, though, happy birthday to one Dak Prescott. It's his birthday today, so they picked a good day I wonder if they did that on purpose.
Probably not.
No?
I mean, you think about Dak's birthday. We're here every year. I've never gotten him a gift. I think I probably should. Well, some of you probably think I should.
Yeah, you give him enough gifts every day talking about him.
But if you remember a couple of years ago, he was on the Blitz, and then about 20 minutes later on the field, got the pie in his face.
Yep.
The birthday cake in his face that was all a part of that Hard Knock staging.
I remember that.
This might be actually, and not that I keep track of this crap, but this might be the first player day off actually on his birthday. Normally we hear the team sing to him. The crowd sings to him. He gets cake. He gets gifts. Today, I mean, he's got his wife and his kids. He's probably at Luby's now that he's 32.
I would think so. He's going to get a discount there. Now, I hope they're doing something fun. I know they shot a video earlier, the Cowboys did, with Dak getting a huge birthday card with his teammates saying all kinds of stuff. His wife presented it to him. So happy birthday, Dak. 32 years old today.
32.
32.
32.
God, I hope I never get that old.
Really?
Yeah. 32. Come on.
He's a pup.
Yeah, he is a pup. But in professional sports life, he's middle-aged.
For a quarterback hitting his stride, I mean, you think about, in all seriousness, and look, I know Dak is divisive, and, I can already see some of the YouTube comments there. But again, a lot of quarterbacks hit their stride in their 30s. That's the one position aside from kicker and long snapper, that's the one position where it seems like you get better as you get older. And you think about, in the 30s, especially the mid to kind of late 30s, what players are able to do at that level, it is pretty incredible. Whether you're talking about Aaron Rodgers still going, Tom Brady, what he did, Peyton, Matt Stafford, Kirk Cousins. I mean, it's maybe that's a bad example, but you look at 32. If he were a running back, he'd be retired.
He would be. It'd be all over for him, but that's okay. He's still going strong. We'll see what kind of year. San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Go there. You can like and subscribe to our YouTube page. Great comment there by Carlos. He says, get him some playoff tickets.
I mean, we should. I wonder what team he'd want to go see.
I don't know.
Again, this Cowboys team, while we all joke and think that they're not a Super Bowl contender, now, could they be a playoff team? Maybe. 10 wins? Yes. 10 wins doesn't get you into the postseason.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
No, not this year.
But to a man, all these dudes keep talking about Super Bowl. George Pickens, Super Bowl. It is kind of comical. Now, if you're Dak Prescott, you're in Oxnard, California. It's your birthday. It's a day off. You going for wings to get dinner?
No, probably not wings, but that doesn't sound bad for you and I.
I mean, well, we're doing steaks tonight.
Well, that's true.
We're doing steaks tonight at the beach house.
Yeah, yeah.
It's National Wing Day.
It is.
Head to the Roo Pub. They got the best.
They do.
I can't get to the Roo Pub tonight. But when you look at wings, and it's always a common debate. There's a poll up on our YouTube channel, San Antonio Sports Star on YouTube. National Wing Day, what's your preference? Drums or flats?
Mine, I prefer drums, but I have no problem with. I didn't know they were called flats. I never knew that. I know they're drums, but flats, I would have got just wings. I mean, have they always been called flats?
Always.
Always.
I mean, I realize in the bubble that you were in for 25 years in the TV world where, you would go to a wing place and get a fork and a knife and a cloth napkin. The rest of us call them drums and flats.
Dude, I love wings. In fact, I eat them quite often, as a matter of fact, and I try to get all drums, but, every now and then I forget to tell them that, and then they send a combo, right? So I don't have an issue with it, but, it depends. Wings are, there's some restaurants where they're too crispy. I don't like crispy wings. I don't like crust on it.
Because you don't like breading?
Not breading. Yeah, I don't want breading on it.
Well, that makes them good.
If I'm going to do that, I'll just order fried chicken.
Well, maybe they don't offer fried chicken, but they offer fried wings. But you can't. Most places, though, they'll say, do you want them breaded or naked?
Yeah, well, I like them naked.
Well, of course you do.
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
You like them naked, but you don't like flats. Make that make sense.
I didn't say I didn't like flats. I like flats.
You prefer drums.
I would prefer drums, and I think we'll find out on our poll on our YouTube page. Right now, drums are kicking flats' ass.
Yes.
I mean, they are. So we'll see what happens throughout the day as we go. We'll leave this poll up for a while so everybody can get there and vote. But I'm going to predict, as we sit here now, that drums will be a big winner, landslide version.
No, do you do wings at the house? I do wings all the time.
Now you do. I don't. I've never made wings at the house.
Okay.
I'll go to the Roo Pub or somewhere else and get wings. But typically, no, I have not done that.
Yeah, I like doing wings at the house on the either the smoker or the well, it doesn't matter. Could be the Kamado, could be the Weber kettle. Just they variety, but I can season them all differently and cook them. It's a fantastic way to go. Typically, I will go with drums, but if I'm smoking and I'm trying something new, either a new combination of a rub or a sauce, I'll experiment with flats just so I know which ones are which. If that makes sense.
So you're not a flat guy. You're not a flat guy, huh?
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I prefer drums, but it doesn't matter to me. See, it's the skill in which people that can take a flat and get all the meat out in that one bite. I don't have that skill.
I can't do that.
I mean, there is a proper way to eat wings.
I can't
flats,
do that either.
And I know people, and it's a talent. It's certainly a talent for some people that I don't have, but I do prefer drums.
Well, I do too. But again, I'm not opposed. I'll eat them either way, so it doesn't matter. But wings or flats. Who knew? And every day is right?
Everybody knew that there's wings and there's flats.
No, I'm talking about National Chicken Wing Day. This is the day for who the hell comes up with all of this stuff?
Well, the Chicken Wing Association.
All right. Well,
obviously.
Tomorrow, what's it going to be? Dog Tail Day or Kitty Litter Day?
I mean, there is a day for everything.
I know.
There's a whole website you can go to because I'm sure that there's more than just chicken wings being celebrated today. But you think about the number of restaurants that sell wings. This is a day to celebrate.
Well, it is, and hopefully they sell a lot of wings today.
Yes.
It's a Tuesday, so no tacos today. Go get wings.
See, now, I'm Mark G. Rupov has some good-ass wings. Tried them last week. Yes, sir. Renee says, I like crispy flats. Drums are always dry. Huh.
Wow.
I don't know how you that's odd. That's odd.
But look who we're dealing with is Ren. I mean, so, he's kind of an odd dude anyway.
Well, that's true.
But I don't know. I don't want crispy flats, if that's what we're calling them. It was just like drums or that other thing. They had a name. Jeez. Flats.
Uh-huh.
Flats are what my wife wears. I got to go get my flats. Jeez, I don't know, man.
There's a Jeff Trailer soundbite on my screen. I'm looking to push that button right now.
You're a dumb butt.
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's what she called them, not me. That's what she called them.
Yes, they're all called flats.
Flats.
Flats can have a variety of meanings.
Apparently so.
Yes.
I don't want to eat shoes. So when I think of flats, that's what I'm thinking. Leather, shoes, flats.
Oh, my goodness.
I just want wings.
Let's hear that one more time from Coach Trailer.
Just wings.
You're a dumb butt.
Yeah.
Just wings. Give me the wings.
What I have to deal with.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some incredible shrimp last night.
It was good.
We were at this place, Eric Erickson's, the Ventura Pier, just gorgeous.
It really is.
You can see photos, not of the food, but of the scenery on all of our Instagram pages. One of Joe's shrimp had no tail, and Joe was very confused.
I was concerned
on how to eat this tailless shrimp.
Well, I was concerned. So was the tail just stuck in? I mean, I don't want to bite into that thing and have tail. So I felt like, Shelton's not here, so he couldn't try it up. It was just all shrimp. It was great. I did it. It was all shrimp. Good. And they had like a jalapeno breading.
Jalapeno breading, which would be fantastic on wings.
Yeah, it really would be.
But you don't like that.
I'd rather have a hot buffalo sauce.
Yeah.
Cajun. Something with a little spice to it.
The jalapeno breading on that shrimp last night was incredible.
No doubt about it. Now, Pledge said on our YouTube page that National Climb a Mountain Day is tomorrow.
That's tomorrow?
We've got some mountains here. You think we're going to go climb one?
I mean, you can. Maybe we'll send Rob Thompson.
Yeah, that'd be a great video for Rob. Rob can't even make it up the stairs in the house. Are you kidding me? Much less climb a mountain.
I think Rob, we're doing a steak night. We're going to grill steaks tonight. Went to the grocery store and bought steaks, and my goodness, that meat counter is kind of depressing compared to what we're used to, like at Tri-County Meat Market.
Without a doubt. It was lame.
But
we found some
we found some it's going to have to do. But our house is 3 levels, and then there are 2 levels on top of that, a balcony. So imagine stairs to the 5th floor. And that's what Rob is going to have to do today to get up to the grill. And who knows how many trips up and down he will end up making just while doing the steaks, and then, beer refills and Jim Beam and everything else that we've got going on.
No, I have a feeling you, me, and AJ will be trotting down to get Rob whatever he needs.
So Rob's going to get up there
and stay,
catch his breath, stay.
Yeah. Well, it's going to take him about a half an hour to catch his breath.
And then about an hour before he's ready to go, he's going to leave to go down the stairs.
He's going to say, hey, Jason, you mind going and getting the steaks, please?
Uh-huh.
Jason, I need another beer.
Uh-huh.
Jason, I need another Jim Beam and ginger ale.
My name is not Clay.
That's going to be interesting and a lot of fun. It's always a highlight of this trip because one night we do that. We just chill and have a steak night. And Rob is usually the chef for said steak night. So going to be a lot of fun. Always is out here. Love it. And today, again, a player's day off. We're going to hear from some of the assistant coaches coming up, the coordinators coming up in just a moment. But one thing Cowboys might want to think about is getting some better luck. Some injury issues have crept up. No doubt, luckily, they have turned out to be not as severe as once expected. So we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about Trayvon Diggs, who gives us some good news, according to Clarence Hill, our good friend. So we'll talk about all of that when we continue our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up.
I want winners.
Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off.
I like this kind of party.
From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus, offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
George gets justice. The accident wasn't your fault, but now you're facing pain, bills, and uncertainty. You don't have to do it alone. At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, they listen, explain your options, and fight for what you deserve. No upfront costs, no stress, just real help when you need it. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Hi, Dr. Damaso Oliva Jr. here, candidate for Rayfail 77. I invite you to join us for the 170 Grander Poker Tournament on Saturday, August 2nd. Proudly sponsored by Thomas J. Henry and benefiting the Rayfail 77 Scholarship Fund. We're putting $170,000 on the table, and it could be yours. The top women's and men's finishers each win $50,000. Register now at TexasHold'emSA.com.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Get in on live quarter horse racing every weekend at Retama Park. This Saturday, it's family fun night with great activities for the kids, with free admission for kids 5 and under. Nothing beats quarter horse racing when you get playpen rewards with every wager. And don't forget, on August 8th, it's the annual Diamond Dig presented by America's Diamond, where the winner receives a beautiful diamond necklace. Enjoy terrace dining along with San Antonio's best sports bar, Clubhouse 95. With live music every Friday night. Visit retamapark.com for all the details.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year, my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back to school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school, in stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. In 23 while supplies.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Back here in Oxnard, California for our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. I'm Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix. We're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This is the Blitz, and having a good time. It's just very quiet here today. That's for sure, because there's not a lot of fans here. Typically,
there's none.
There's none. Yeah. So typically it'd be full of fans. There'd be people running up and down, but it is a player's day off, as sponsored by the NFL. You got to have so many of those. So today they've chosen to do that, but I believe they're working the rest of the week.
Yeah. No, it's Friday could be a bit of a light day, and of course next week they have that joint practice. But player day offs are required by the CBA, and this place is a bit of a ghost town. Now I say that the rehab room is full today. The rehab
yes,
room is very full today when you think about all the injuries. But I mean, I don't know what you do. I mean, you look around the NFL and injuries are piling up all over the place. And Dallas is no different. Now, last night was interesting because we all saw Tyler Gayton get helped off the field, but he was walking under his own power for the most part. Micah helped him. But I mean, it looked armchair doctoring. I thought he was all right. But then again, Duke kept practicing with a broken bone in his neck on Sunday.
Right.
I mean, I got to check my armchair MD. But I was a little surprised when the report started coming out. Torn ACL, Gayton out for the year. Holy crap. What are the Cowboys going to do? Because it's not like that's a deep position. It's not like he was great last year, but they were expecting him and are expecting him to make a big jump. And it's hard as hell to find a left tackle, especially this time of year. Ain't no good ones available, right?
No doubt. I mean, that would have been a tough thing to do. They would have had to and swap people out. There was talk that Tyler Smith would go over there to left tackle, and they'd have to work around some other things. Fortunately, now I don't know if Gayton will be back for game 1. 4 to 6 weeks. I think we're about 5 weeks away.
Yeah.
Hopefully he recovers quickly and he'll be back in time. But missing 1 or 2 games is a heck of a lot better than missing the entire season.
It is, although, and I don't want to sound negative, Nelly, but that dude's going to miss a ton of practice time that he needs.
He does.
But again, at least he's not lost for the year. But you look at Awesome Richards and you look at some of the other guys. Matt Waleska, we've been hearing about for a long time, but that's another one that can never seem to get healthy enough to really contribute. There are some guys that Schottenheimer has been talking about that he'll throw a name out there, and then I'm looking at my flip card going, who the hell is that? All right, maybe. And so, but it does look like the Cowboys dodged a major bullet when it comes to Tyler Gayton. He's got a fracture in the knee, 4 to 6 weeks, no surgery. Get back. Get back as quick as you can.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So we'll see how the big fella does and when he comes back. The other one was another position that they're a little thin in right now, and that's cornerback. Kalen Carson hyperextended his knee. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. So that cornerback position is one of those positions where there's a lot of guys hurt, a lot of guys on the sidelines, and of course Trayvon Diggs one of those. But that's a position they really thin, Jason. So that's a tough injury there with Carson.
It is, but again, he not expected to miss any time during the regular season, 4 to 6 weeks, and that kind of leads right into Trayvon Diggs, who had a conversation yesterday with Clarence Hill from All City Dallas, and according to All City Dallas, Diggs says he's ahead of schedule, expects to be back in September. Now, he's on the PUP list right now. And what's interesting with the PUP list is if he's on the PUP list at the beginning of the season, the regular season, he's got to miss 4 games.
That's right.
Which would eliminate September. But he also seems to want to eliminate the noise surrounding him. And it's an interesting article from Clarence Hill because there's no quotes. But again, we've been in these situations. You're talking to a guy and then you write an article based on it, but you're not misquoting him, but you're not saying he said this or he said that. But we know, I mean, getting the $500,000 docked and people questioning his rehab and all that kind of stuff. Diggs is tired of that noise, and he knows the only way to quiet that's get back on the football field and start making plays. But we'll all forget about whatever we're thinking about him right now when he's making plays.
Yeah, well, when he's got to get out there, and that's something to watch as we continue on through training camp and get closer to the regular season. What do the Cowboys think? How is he healing? Because they're going to have to make that decision whether to put him on IR or keep him on the PUP list, and he's going to have to miss at least 4 ball games. So that'll be something to watch as we get closer to the regular season. When it comes to Trayvon Diggs, they could certainly use him. There's no question about that. Again, it's a thin position for the Cowboys, and they need him back in there. And what's good about that, Jason, is I think he wants to quiet all the noise, not only about the $500,000 that the Cowboys surprised him with. He didn't think that was going to happen, but I think it might put a chip on his shoulder, because I think the insinuation with that $500,000 was that he wasn't working hard enough. And I think that's how he kind of takes that. And I think a lot of other people are taking it that way. And that might just put a chip on his shoulder for him to have a pretty good season.
Clarence writes in his article at All City Dallas, he believes his return to the field should rest any talk about his work ethic. And with what little we've seen of what those guys do off to the side, whatever they're doing, it would kill me dead, right? But then again, I'm not an NFL athlete. I don't know that I question his work ethic. But when you hear you're working out in Miami, and we're all thinking about the Miami lifestyle and the fun on IG, but it's like everything else. All of us post fun on our social media. We don't often post the work that goes in behind the scenes. But as we've heard athlete after athlete after athlete talk about, you can work hard on your own, and you can work hard with a trainer. But if you're not working out with other NFL guys and you're not competing, and that's something that Schottenheimer's talked about a lot, competing. But I just know every NFL player, you got to work out with other NFL dudes to really be NFL ready. And you look at the injuries going on, and you think about the old days, and where there would be, starting in March, weight room stuff. And they don't even pick up a football for 2 months. But guys are in the building a lot more, required to be, working together as a unit, required to be. They all seemed more ready for the start of the regular season, and there seemed to be fewer injuries at camp. And it's not just here in Dallas, it's all over the NFL.
It is all over the NFL, and it's interesting, and you can make that argument. Now, you can also make the argument with social media. Do we know more about it now than we used to? Because we're getting instant updates from everywhere. But still, fact of the matter is, look, I know what the NFL is trying to do. They're trying to make the game safer. They're trying to alleviate injuries. But it seems to me, by doing that it's difficult, and there seems to be more of those happening.
I know. We're going to talk with a guy that
we got a big star.
Absolutely, man.
Place.
A guy with Super Bowl rings.
That's right.
Nate Newton.
Wow. Well, let's talk to Nate Newton
right after this quick timeout.
Let's do it. We'll be right back. Keep it right here.
AA Best Bell Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive this Saturday from 11 till 1 or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last, so don't be late. This Saturday, 11 till 1, presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by Las Palapas, Air Ray, the College of Healthcare Professionals, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million, pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
Mira, Jorge, the Bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back, and we are ready to cross the state of Texas to bring the best hunting show to a city near you. The Hunters Extravaganza is a great event for the whole family. We have the latest and greatest the hunting world has to offer, from products to hunts, and feature seminars with Dr. Deer, Gary Robertson, and more. Come enjoy attractions like rattlesnakes, gator country, a fish tank, and many more. Join us in San Antonio for the Hunters Extravaganza. Get tickets at ttha.com. Brought to you by the Texas Trophy Hunters Association.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Game day starts at home, and Romo Door Supply delivers the win. From sturdy entrance doors to stylish interiors, Romo's got what your home team needs. Visit RomoDoorSupply.com. Quality doors, unbeatable prices. That's RomoDoorSupply.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And the good news about that is you just never know who might stop by. Super Bowl champions walking around the tennis courts here in Oxnard, California.
That's right. The legendary Nate Newton joining us here on the Blitz. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jay Seminix. Nate, man, how's your Tuesday?
Oh, man, it's great. I mean, guys getting a break in. I mean, once they take a break, then I'm able to take a slight break. You still want to look at, film, look at tape, talk to coaches, do your homework so you'll be a little knowledgeable about what's going on in these rash of injuries, with the DBs and the O-line and kind of hitting them hard here. So they got to, I talked to Will, over the scouting department, and And he's just telling me, man, we just got to get in there and check, see who's out there, see what way do we have enough players to fill the positions until these guys get back, or if it's someone better out there. That Will McClay was telling me, if it's someone better out there, we'll bring them in. So this thing about this training camp, man, is to get better, whether it's physically on the field or out there in cyberspace to find someone.
Nate, what's interesting, and Jason and I were just talking about this, back when you played, training camp was pretty physical.
Yes, sir.
It's not as much. Do you think that makes a difference with some of these injuries?
The only time I really think it makes a difference is when you don't go full speed, far as when you don't have pads on receivers, DBs, quarterbacks. They have to try to run as fast as they can at all times. Don't run into one another. Don't try to be a big superstar and, wrap somebody's neck up. But you have to, because you don't want to get into the season and go from 0 to 100. And that's when you get the soft tissue tears and all of that. But they get after it. I mean, you can condition yourself. You can get weary. You can get tired. And then the days that you are in practice, you go after it, you bang, you hit, you do what you have to do. So, like Coach Johnson would tell us, and I know people, you don't want to go from here to here to get to the game. You want to go from here to here to get to the game speed. You can get up to game speed. The 49ers have done it for 100 years. They have been one of the pioneers of what we're doing today. And the difference is every team does it. It ain't 10 teams practice like this and other 22 have on pass. It's like, this is the limited amount of practices you get. Use them how you need them as far as pad practice. But what separates most teams is the tempo of how you do these practices. If everything a walkthrough, where you can rest assured that when you come to the season, it's gonna be some injuries because you haven't gotten these guys up to par for his speed.
Nate Newton, 3-time Super Bowl champ, joining us here on the Blitz, and you say that. If I remember correctly, back in when you were playing for Jimmy, March, April, you guys were in the weight room doing stuff together as a team,
right,
and not on the football field. Now guys are off on their own, and it's from everything I hear, you played. You tell us, even you can work hard, but if you're not working around with a bunch of NFL types, are you really getting the right work in?
It depends on the player. This is what is. What makes Kansas City different than Dallas? What makes Philadelphia different than Detroit? What makes Detroit different? It still comes down to players. Yeah. And it comes down to players with attitudes and with dedication to their craft. Because everybody's on the same page. Now you have to, as a scouting person, as a player personnel director, you have to dig deep. You have to go to the trainer. You have to go to the equipment man. You have to go into the neighborhood and say, what type of guy is this guy? And you have to dig deep. And and then when you're looking at film, what type of attitude does it portray? After a bad play, what's his body language? After a good play, you have to really be into it, because it still comes down to, can you get the right player? Can you get a guy that loves the game and loves to compete?
That's interesting that you say that, because I don't know George Pickens, just know what I've seen, but he had that reputation that he was a little bit difficult. Right. Cowboys went out and got him anyway, and he seems to be completely changed and loves it here. Can that happen from one situation to another?
Sometimes, the changing of the colors, or changing of a home, or changing of attitude. But what Mr. Pickens has to understand is, you left I think a proud organization in the Steelers, an organization that prides itself on taking care of its player, putting the player first, and you left that situation. You come here where you're in the spotlight now. I mean, the Steelers carry their own iconic brand, but now you're dealing with a top 3 iconic brand. What you do here and what you say and how you act gets put out there. Before you got here, we knew your history. And most of our media types knew your history. Now, we don't, as media, we kind of careful on how we trickle this to the fans, but the fans say, ain't he a difficult guy? So it's up to him to come in and be the right type of guy. Well, I'm playing for a contract. Sir, you playing for more than a contract. You playing for the rest of your career, because if you can't make it here with the Cowboys, tell me where can you go and make it? So this kid has to grow up and has to be something special. We know you have the talent. We seen that right there in Pittsburgh. Why would Pittsburgh want to let you go unless it was something behind that?
Well, that's it.
Makes
If
sense,
Mike Tomlin can't make you work,
Yes, sir.
I mean, and that's but he knows it's a contract here.
Yeah.
And maybe, like you said, I got fired from a job. Let me see if that's the wake-up call. It's like Luka in shape all of a sudden up there with the Lakers after he got traded from Dallas.
I tell people, when you're young like Luka and like this Pickens kid, you don't see it. I mean, when you come out of college and you come out of Luka, the league that he was playing with grown men, he's always been around grown men. So he adopted a lot of grown men ways, but he didn't take the drinking and having fun. He adopted the grown, but see, he forgot the grown men were working out. You know what I'm saying? Your family, your dad played basketball, so he should have been expressing to you, hey, son, this is what comes with this with responsibility. So when I tell people about Luka and even the kid with New Orleans,
Dion.
Yeah, you have to at some point grow up. You was, brother, you've been with me since when I got into the league.
Yeah.
I was a fat, out of shape guy, just running around having fun. And Charles Haley came in and said, hey, man, you need to grow up. Luka needs to be challenged. And here, when he was in Dallas, no one was going to challenge him. And this is why I tell fans, you didn't expect nothing more. They were fortunate enough to get to a playoff, have success in the playoffs, and not know why you lost in the championship game. You lost because your star didn't have enough gas. You are so prideful and so ignorant as a fan that you didn't understand why you lost. If Luka would have been in shape, come on, my man. He's a top 5 player, being a fat guy. He's a top. Now you as a Dallas fan, and believe me, Nico or whatever his name, or whoever he is, I'm gonna be honest with you. He went to his ownership group. You think that this man had the power to pull the plug on this kid? No, he did not.
Yeah.
No, he did not. But he told his ownership group, ma'am, because that's who run it.
Mm-hmm.
She does.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you're gonna have to pay this kid upwards of $300 million in 4 or 5 year span. You're gonna have to pay this kid. And she said, what? And so she, like any other good owner does, give me the pros and cons. He gave the pros and he gave the cons, and she didn't like it. And the people under her didn't like it, because there's no way in the world, Nico, that's like this new coach we got saying, hey, man, we need to look twice on that, and I think I want to get rid of that. You know how many Joneses you got to go through to get to that? Come on, man. It's rare you ever hear me criticize the fans, but the first thing happened with Luka. As soon as the Lakers, see, this is the difference between the Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks. The Lakers, as soon as the season over with, their head coach didn't even care what nobody thought. Said, hey, somebody got to come back in shape. This ain't gonna work, because we lost when we should have been deep in the playoffs. They should have lost in the Western Conference Finals, not in the first round. And that is because, once again, the star guy, it's not LeBron anymore. It is Luka.
Mm-hmm.
So the star guy, once again, got exposed. And the coach like, hold on, man. You got to do better. So this ain't about the Mavericks anymore. This is solely about Luka. I promise you, Luka has moved on. Dallas better move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He looks great, though.
He does. I mean,
yeah.
he's in shape. I mean, now granted, 98% of the people listening right now on our station are Spurs fans, and Wemby, we don't have to worry about that. And, Dallas.
But y'all got a nice pick this year.
Yeah.
Dylan
Harper.
Let me tell you something. You have been player good, but not player great. Y'all have given away a lot of. One of them sitting with the Celtics.
Yes,
Derek
White.
Yeah, I'm a Celtic man. So I'm like, what I try to tell people is this right here. The Spurs are not one of those teams where you look at it and say, this is a destination spot. So one thing I want to say about y'all fans, if they have been patient. But let me also say this right here. Wemby is not going to be patient.
No.
We've
been saying it. It's like
okay.
we're ready. It's been 7 years since we've been in the playoffs.
Yeah, so
and we're spoiled.
Yeah,
we're spoiled.
And I like how the coach now is no longer the coach.
Popovich
said, "Hey Timmy, you need to do this. Hey Ginobili, you need to do this. Hey, his guard, you need
Tony
to do
Parker,
this." And they listened.
Yeah.
It was like German Shepherd with the ears going forward, hounds on the trail. You know what I'm saying? And Wemby looking at him like, "Yo, coach, I don't work that way." So you have to, and he changed, because he understands that the landscape has changed. And even though you give a guy a rookie max, $120 million for 2 more years of your life, these kids, people chirping at them. Hey man, come play with me.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
It ain't like the NFL where you get tampering.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Players can recruit players. You know what I'm saying? Come play with me, man. And even though they got a little clause in there saying if we pay you max money, you can't show disfavor. Well, that don't apply to the agent. That don't apply to the player. So I'm saying to myself, it's time for Spurs management. And I know you got the first apron and the second, but it's time for y'all to kind of hype it up. And I don't know the player that's out there that can give y'all that next step to the playoffs. I know Wemby is a hell of a player, but who is that guy that's lingering out there? Is that guy on your team that can get y'all to the playoffs?
I think we still need some pieces. They've got a good young team. We've got De'Aaron Fox was a big trade last year.
Oh, that was a nice get. That was a nice get.
So,
but De'Aaron still needs coaching.
Sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think he needs coaching. If this new coach can do it, I mean, hey, more power to you.
It's going to be interesting. Who knew we were going to talk basketball with the great
man.
Nate?
This is fantastic.
Because he's a sports guy.
That's
it. We all know.
The thing where this started from is we talking about players being responsible.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You have to have some, like when I look at Tyler Gayton, he needs reps, and for the second year in a row, he needs training camp bad, and for the second year in a row, he's finna miss most or all of training camp. That is not a positive. It's a positive for Nate Thomas. It's a positive for Austin Richards because they have a chance. Nate Thomas is the next guy. Austin Richards then is the backup to that guy. So, that's a positive there. But for a draft choice, to miss 2 years in a row of most of all of training camp, and they talking about he can be back within the first week. Well, what if Nate Thomas prospers? What if Austin Richards prospers? Is Mr. Jones going to give Coach Schottenheimer the power to say, hey, man, we're going to ride with this guy? That is when you find winning teams, they will draft players. But once they see who's the best player that can help the team win, that where you got drafted goes out the window. And the Cowboys have not been good at that. They have not been good at saying, hey, this is the better guy. Well, you got a Pete Carroll descendant in here who believes in that. He when you say I'm going to be competitive, when I look in your eyes and say, hey, Sanders, come here. Hey, such and such. Hey, Sadiq Charles, sign here. I promise you're going to give a chance. Rob Jones, before you hurt your neck. Hey, man, sign here. We're going to give the best guy the job. Now, when that comes to a chance to do that, now your coach's reputation is on the line. Is the ownership going to give him the ability to say, hey, man, if you think this guy's the best guy, play him?
Will they do that, Nate?
Sir, that is the 94.1 San Antonio Sports Shot question of the year.
Now, it's one thing, because he did do that to Booker at training camp. Is it one thing to go from first team to second team in camp to kind of send a message, but would try to be able to do that on game day?
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir. I tell people like this. One thing I tell people, I'm not dumb. You're not, you guys are not, our fans not. When you draft a guy, whether he's the 32nd pick or he's the top player of the draft, when you say this guy's the first round, what you're projecting is that this guy is going to be not a superstar, but a above average player for your team for a lot of years. And as quick as this guy can get reps and get to playing, he can start on his way of being an above average player. I'm talking about a B player for 5 to 10 years. And if you that guy, especially as an offensive lineman, if you're a B player in the NFL as an offensive lineman, you're something special. And so if you can be that guy for the next 5 or 10 years, you got to hurry up and see. You can't sit up and say, well, we're not going to get, unless you are Philadelphia, unless you are Detroit, or unless you are the Ravens, who got something special already in place, and you was just the next best available player, you may get a year to sit on the bench and learn. But if you're not, if you're the Cowboys, a 7 and whatever team, a middle of the road, you have to come in and show the coaches as quick as you can that you deserve the right to be out there.
That's fantastic. I love that. Now, you played for a coach that was that way.
Yes, Jimmy
right?
Johnson, yes.
I don't know if you've seen these, Nate, and I've seen the old videos of Troy Aikman. Mm-hmm. And this was after Jimmy left, and I think Barry Switzer was there.
Yes, sir.
And he was just chirping up and down the side and really frustrated.
Yeah, because we wasn't as disciplined.
Gotcha.
We got older. We wasn't as good. We wasn't as disciplined. That's what Troy saw. We became more of a player-led team, and even though we had talent, it was old talent, and that needed to be replenished. But we tried to hold on a little too long, and it frustrated Troy because Troy felt he had a lot more to give to this team. So I understand Troy's impatient with the situation. Now that I've matured and understand it, and believe me, that's what I tell people. People will be like, well, Luka's showing them. No, let's hope that this in shape thing becomes a normal thing with him. And now we saying, oh, Luka's maturing. Not, oh, he's trying to show the Mavericks. Maverick fans, get over yourself. You're not that important. I'm just, in the large scheme of things, you're not that. I tell my wife, I love you, baby, but not that much.
Hey, you mentioned earlier with all the injuries on the offensive line, are there guys available to go get? Will McClay is looking. Now, you were a USFL guy that made it, right?
Stop. We got Sadiq Charles. We got Nate Thomas. We got Brock Hoffman. Rob is out for a minute. We got a few veteran guys here, and we that have played and played well. The issue that we have, sir, listen to me now. Give me your name again, sir.
Jason.
And give me your last name.
Minix.
Okay, y'all. I'm talking to Jason, and I'm talking to
Joe.
Joe. Look here. The problem with the Dallas Cowboys is our division is the NFC East. And it is swarmed and overloaded with defensive linemen. Even the Giants, the only strength they have is their defensive line. The Washington team, their defensive line is nice. the Philadelphia Eagles team ruined and made Andy Reid go out and draft another offensive lineman. So that is our problem. So we couldn't put a bunch of just anybody's out there. These guys, and they went out and got Coach Connor, who's a well-known offensive line coach, and this is how we got to live. These guys are not average guys. We went out and got veteran guys because we saw in the NFC Championship game, it was us, the East, that was in this NFC Championship game, not nobody else, bro. So we had to address that, and we did. We addressed it with veteran players, and so if there's anybody out there now, they just it's like it's the bottom of your coffee pot. They dregs. Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. Nate Newton, three-time Super Bowl champion. The most important question of the day for you, Nate.
Okay.
It's National Wing Day.
Yes, sir.
You like drums or flats?
I like flats the best, like most people. But if you ain't got them, I'll take the drums. Yeah.
All right. Well, the other question was breaded or naked?
Breaded, man. And I like mine kind of fried. I ain't a baked type guy.
All right.
If you kind of fry mine and they're a little bit crunchy, man, I can dip them off into that ranch, man. Oh man, I hit with that ranch, man, and boy, I can just when I go in there and I can tell if it's right because it'll come out just a bone.
Yep. Yeah, you got that talent to be able to do that. Yeah. You say like most people on our poll right now, drums are winning 67%. Most people, according to our listeners, they like drums.
Yeah. The thing is that flat thing is, because it's that two bones that connect, and you can kind of get your teeth in there. And so people like that a little bit of work they have to do. But I'm gonna tell you, drums have more meat. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, like you asked a woman, you're a breast or a thigh man, If you know how the breast look, I'm going to go with the thigh, baby.
Nate, this was a blast, man. Thank you for taking some time with us.
Hey, thank y'all for having me, man. And God bless y'all, man. I'm glad that y'all are prospering.
Thank you. God bless you.
Good seeing you, man. The great Nate Newton. Here on the Blitz, here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, man, I don't know how we topped that, but we're certainly going to try. That was a lot of fun. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California continues right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, you see Ryan Eagle shirt with the 94.1 logo. It came from Sam. If you need caps made, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, and all the popular cap brands in stock like the Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices, and Sam is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, about a mile inside Loop 410 across from the McDonald's, or go to the website samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
180!
Get it first. Get it fast. Get it now. Full coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP. Live from Oxnard, California. KTFM Floresville, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on home and auto insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check your house sitter has the new code first before leaving for vacation.
System lockout.
But that's the code.
Contacting authority.
I'm out of here.
Oh, seriously, the car too?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a home and auto bundle that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief-acation. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC.
License number TACLA 141-074E M16004.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx users are compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back, and we are ready to cross the state of Texas to bring the best hunting show to a city near you. The Hunters Extravaganza is a great event for the whole family. We have the latest and greatest the hunting world has to offer, from products to hunts, and feature seminars with Dr. Deer, Gary Robertson, and more. Come enjoy attractions like rattlesnakes, gator country, a fish tank, and many more. Join us in San Antonio for the Hunters Extravaganza. Get tickets at ttha.com. Brought to you by the Texas Trophy Hunters Association.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC-branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
What does the Cowboys defense look like under new defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus? San Antonio Sports Star relocates to Oxnard all week to find out for you.
Not strong enough. Need to lift a little more.
San Antonio Sports Star's coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP. All this week, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys dodged a bullet with left tackle Tyler Gayton. He went down yesterday. Everybody thought it was a torn ACL, but an MRI revealed that the ACL is intact. Instead, he's dealing with a bone fracture, will not require surgery. Gayton is looking at a 4 to 6 week recovery, as is cornerback Kalen Carson. He suffered a hyperextended knee. Reportedly, he'll miss 4 to 6 weeks.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And we are back at it out on the tennis courts in Oxnard, California. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix sitting right next to me right here in the beautiful sunshine and cool breeze of Oxnard, California.
Beautiful, beautiful day here in Oxnard for training camp. Always fun to have Nate Newton swing by, talk with him, see him every now and then.
That was fantastic.
He's just always fun to talk to.
And the basketball conversation,
which
it was fantastic. I wasn't expecting that, but it was a lot of fun.
A sports guy.
Yes.
I mean, and again, I saw him earlier. He was watching film. Right. And, I was like, hey, if you got time, because he does shows for DallasCowboys.com and whatnot. And I know it's kind of an interesting day because the coordinators are going to do their stuff, and that changes the time that he and Mickey Spagnola will do their stuff. In fact, Mickey Spagnola will join us at 5:15 at San Antonio time. Stephen Jones might swing by. I mean, we're on the schedule, but there's a might there.
It's a tentative. Yes. Maybe so.
I mean, I guess if, I don't know, Mulligetta calls, maybe he'll be, I mean, and that would be more important than talking to us, I suppose. So we expect Steven today, Mickey, but he's over there watching film, and he's all into doing his job properly, but he's a sports guy. And like anything else, man, sometimes he's football all 24/7. He can talk basketball. He wants to do it.
Absolutely wants to do it.
Football is work. Basketball is fun.
And obviously, no matter what sport you're in, if you live in the city of Dallas, you heard about Luka Doncic and everything else. I love the spin that he put on it, because while everybody wants to blame Nico Harrison for that trade, he's absolutely right. There's no way that he did that on his own. He had to get it okayed from the owner. And I think we forget about that sometimes.
I still maintain what I said back then. And Nico is taking all the bullets for this.
Yeah, no doubt.
But my thought was gambling didn't make the ballot. That new casino/arena is delayed a little bit. New owner was like, I ain't giving that dude $300 million. Get rid of him. And I mean, I don't even know if you approach the boss with that. If Nico would have gone to Mark Cuban and said, I'm thinking I want to trade,
no,
he'd be fired.
Yeah.
But the new owner, and I think the new owner probably called Nico and said, you got to figure out a way to get rid of this guy. Yes, ma'am. Because if you say no, well, you're crazy, you'll get fired, and they'll hire somebody else for that job to come in and do it.
Yeah, they will. And look, and to their defense a little bit, even though he played great, and we're sitting here talking, he have a beer and a hot dog on the sidelines if he wants to. You do see him, and you saw it a little bit last year with the Lakers, especially in the playoffs, where he wears down a little bit after a long season. Now, he took the Mavericks to the finals pretty much all by himself, but it takes its toll. And the older Luka Doncic gets, that style of body type is not going to work out. So I'm happy he's doing what he's doing, and the dude looks great.
Yeah, he does. It's like almost unrecognizable.
It really is.
And quite frankly, I mean, Nate Newton talking about when he was playing a big fat guy. And again, I think about my weight loss journey is a lot to do with Nate Newton, which is pretty incredible.
It is incredible. He's a good dude, but I love what he's saying. We were all immature as young people, and you need somebody to come say, hey, dude, grow up. For him, it was Charles Haley. And I would do whatever Charles Haley told me to do as well.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. When do you want that? Now? That dude was a monster.
Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
And never enough Dallas Cowboys talk.
Never.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's in the rule book. Whether you're a national show, a show in Des Moines, a show in, Portland, Maine, San Antonio, Texas, it's always the Dallas Cowboys. They are America's team. And I know the number of people that will roll their eyes and say they hate it, they hate it, they hate it. You know what? The people that hate the Cowboys listen and react more to Cowboy news.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the old Howard Stern, Rush Limbaugh kind of philosophy of you want half the people to love you and half the people that hate you. But you know what? The people that hate you respond more than the people that like you.
Well, it's that. I worked with a guy many moons ago. It was that way. There was no middle.
Yeah.
You either liked him or you hated him, but either way you were listening, and that's the way that it is. And look, there are a lot of people that hate the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Or at least they say they do, but they want to hear about the drama. They want to hear about what's happening and how that works. So
yeah. But Michael Wilbon spent a whole lot of time taking a shot at his employer, ESPN, for devoting too much time to the Dallas Cowboys, which is what? Talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
Right. So he's devoting that time to the Dallas Cowboys, and they're going to continue to do that. It's clickbait, man. It's viewership. It's all of that stuff, and it always has been. Whether you like the Cowboys or not, it doesn't matter. People are going to talk about them, and it moves the needle.
Which is why the Dallas Cowboys are where they are. To be honest, and just being straight up, the Cowboys, and it predates Jerry Jones. You go back to when Tex Schramm and Tom Landry were running the Cowboys. They were always a very media-friendly program. There was a time when you would come out to training camp, and you would get a list that had every player's home phone number on it. There was a time where Tom Landry's phone number was in the phone book in Dallas, but the access was always there because our job as media is telling the stories and giving the fans what they're looking for. And the Cowboys organization, even predating Jerry, has always viewed the media in that way. Now, they'll get mad at us. Don't get media. But, and all Jerry cares is, I don't care if you're criticizing or not, just be fair and be honest. Which is why I don't understand why programs like Florida State are doing what they're doing. Florida State has shut down media access to their football practice.
I don't get that, and I guess I do. With social media and stuff, look, it's like out here. We can take pictures, we can take video. We just can't stream anything.
Yep.
That's the only rule out here. You can't stream while they're practicing. That I understand because anybody could tune in and get whatever they want. But we can take pictures, we can take video. And I guess I understand this to some extent. But as Florida State and any university that is relying on contributions to their program from fans, basically, and alumni, obviously, but you need that stuff. You need the media to tell you what's going on. You want to hear about what's happening and who's doing well and how did this guy do? We paid $1 million for that guy. Is it worth it? I mean, look, the media has a purpose, whether you like the media or not. We have a purpose.
When you look at what Florida State's doing, and quite frankly, they're going a little bit more extreme than others. But let's bring it home. UTSA media can film I forget what the minute is, but like less than 20 minutes of the beginning of practice, which is stretching, and then maybe something towards the end. Now, you're going into game one, you don't want stuff out there. But if you think about fan consumption, there is a reason guys like John Machota from The Athletic post so many videos of plays because people want to see that. People were all scouts, whether you're just looking or thinking about a fantasy sleeper player. You want to see if they're running a route, catching a pass, just any of that. But go to any NFL team. I mean, I can promise you right now, and I haven't seen James Pledger in person since last Thursday, but I'd imagine there's 4 or 5 people that he follows on social media to get as much Texans content as he can with videos. and there's some videos that probably get him a little excited down below, if you know what I mean, just because you're seeing whatever it is you're looking for as a fan. There's a reason for it. Florida State's making a huge mistake.
I totally agree with that. Big time mistake. And look, the media serves a purpose. That's what we're here for the fans to bring stuff that they can't see necessarily. And look, the video's posted. You can watch it. You can disagree with my commentary on that particular play, but we're talking about it, and that's what teams want, and that's why we're here.
Absolutely why we're here. Dion Sanders yesterday had a very powerful press conference, very open about his condition, bladder cancer, having it removed, and things that go along with it. And I said yesterday, very courageous and bold of him to be very public about something that is embarrassing. And I think that will help thousands and thousands of people. That was incredible what he did yesterday. And he made a joke yesterday that he literally now depends on Depends. And today it's announced that he now has an endorsement deal with Depends, which is no surprise. That is a no-brainer.
Yeah, that is a no-brainer. And I have a feeling that was already in the works, perhaps. And when he said what he said yesterday, it just makes sense. And the fact that Dion Sanders is going out and, joking about this and making light of it and say, life goes on and move on, but just get checked. He's going to do a lot of good, Jason, with this message. There's no question in my mind. He's going to do a ton of good with this.
It's one of those sayings. if you got one guy that is having some issues and he goes and gets checked and his life is saved, then it was worth it for Dion.
Absolutely.
My guess is it's going to be more than one guy, because I'm sure when he was talking about some of his symptoms, there were some people going, "Oh crap, that's me."
Yes,
that's me.
Or OP, that's me.
Well, I get up 5 times a night.
Yes, you do.
No, but somebody's thinking that.
Well, of course, they are. Absolutely, no question about it. Can we just talk about Chuck, because Charles Barkley is he's an old dude like me, and we think very much alike. And I love what Chuck has to say. He was talking about all of this, some of these PGA guys who are not meeting with the media when they do poorly, and they just walk off and they don't do it. Well, Chuck does not like that at all.
It's like these golfers now. Well, I don't have to talk to the media. I'm like, well, you run to them when you do well. Well, you got a product. See, that's the thing. We're in a business relationship with the media. Mm-hmm. I tell these guys, yo, man, that's the reason we make all this money. The media pays it. But you have to understand something. When you want to sell a product, you go to the media. Yeah. When you play great, you run to the media. When you play like shit, you can't avoid the media. That's why I'm starting to get pissed off with some of these golfers now. Yeah. Like when you got a new product come on, you go on TV and hype it and talk about it. But when you play bad, they're going to write bad things about you. That's the way this is a business relationship. I understand it. I tell all the guys, yo, man, when you do good, they're going to write good stuff about you. When you do bad, they're going to talk bad about you. If you don't understand the business relationship, you need to get another real job.
Amen, brother. I could not have said that better myself. And, my brother's the worst. I wouldn't talk to the media either. I'm like, well, you're a dumbass. What does Trailer say?
Yeah.
Yes, that too.
You're a dumb butt.
That, yes. I mean, seriously.
You don't say that to your little brother.
No, I do say that to him.
He'll kick your ass.
I told him that. I said, you're a dumbass. Honestly, because these guys, the reason, and Chuck is right, the reason they get the money they get, the reason these guys, we're talking about $200 million guaranteed for one Micah Parsons or whatever it turns out to be, they get that in large part due to people watching on TV and TV paying the bill.
Yeah, TV paying the bill, or let's face it. I mean, we're in a marketing business trying to sell different products, and that's what happens. I mean, these players, hey, do you want to go on? You want to interview Dion Sanders? Plug depends. All right, cool. Yes. I mean, that's how it works.
Yes,
that's how it works.
Absolutely.
There is a bear spray company that should be looking for endorsement deals, because apparently it works. I remember it when I was at Yellowstone last year. You could buy bear spray.
Did you buy some?
No.
Why not?
Well, because I was thinking, I'm close enough to the bear. Is this little can of, spray really going to do anything? That bear is going to get me. I mean,
this might change your mind.
It might change my mind. There's a lady up in Canada, in BC, and her husband, they were biking. Now, this actually reads like it's a scene out of a bad movie, because if you're biking with your wife, on some trails, you kind of think you're close together, but it reads she heard her husband screaming. Now, so either he was way ahead or way behind, but they weren't apparently close.
Right.
So as the story goes, they're on their little electric bikes going on the trail. She hears screams, and a bear had attacked her husband. So all I can visualize is this bear running after a dude on a bike and catching this dude. And she bikes over to the bear, pulls out her bear spray, and sprays the bear, and it leaves her husband alone. Now, he's hurt in the hospital, but he's going to be okay. And then there was another bear. That bear had a friend, and she turned the bear spray on the other bear, and it ran away.
See that? So you need to get some bear spray.
She's fine. Dude had no bear spray. She did. She's fine.
You know what? And I really don't want to say this, but I do, because I love women, and they're stronger than we are. Would you have turned around if your wife was screaming, getting eaten by 2 bears?
I'd like to say yes.
I'll go get help, honey. I'm going. I'll be right back.
We've had a good run.
You're a dumb butt.
I would like. Well, I mean, it depends. If she had the bear spray and I didn't.
Oh, my gosh.
It's kind of like the other day when the seal was attacking us on the beach.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm faster than you.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. I don't have to beat the bear. I just have to beat you.
You would go. Well, the bear might mess up your hair. You probably wouldn't go save Maggie.
I would save Maggie.
You say that now.
Of course I would.
She would. She's got those mom instincts.
She does.
Yeah.
Man. I know she would turn around, but I'm just thinking this lady must not be in the will yet, or she really loves her husband. One of the two.
Wow.
Oh, fun stuff, man. Fun stuff.
She's in the will now. She's the hero.
She is the hero. I think it's great. Now he better get something. She better get a damn good reward for that.
Well, I mean, a bear spray endorsement. I mean, but you go read this article and her quotes. It sounds like something out of a cheeseball movie.
It really does, man. It's unbelievable. Oh, my goodness. Funny stuff.
Pedal faster, dude.
Yeah. Hey, we got a lot of other stuff going on around the NFL. Obviously, we're out here with our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage from Oxnard, California. A lot of other stuff going on, and injuries kind of remain the theme of the day, unfortunately. And the owner of the Cleveland Browns has a little nugget on one Arch Manning. We're talking about it when we continue live from Oxnard, AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have everything you need from on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. The offense for new head coach and play caller Brian Schottenheimer has been revamped. Offensive line revamped, a healthy Dak, new weapons with George Pickens to complement CeeDee Lamb, and a whole new running back room, and potentially a whole new philosophy on offense.
You wanted this noise. You wanted this noise.
We're taking you with us for all the insight from Oxnard, California. San Antonio Sports Stars coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim B, and AARP. All this week, live from Oxnard, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Get in on live quarter horse racing every weekend at Retama Park. This Saturday, it's family fun night with great activities for the kids, with free admission for kids 5 and under. Nothing beats quarter horse racing when you get playpen rewards with every wager. And don't forget, on August 8th, it's the annual Diamond Dig presented by America's Diamond, where the winner receives a beautiful diamond necklace. Enjoy terrace dining along with San Antonio's best sports bar, Clubhouse 95. With live music every Friday night. Visit retamapark.com for all the details.
April Ansira here from the Ansira Auto Group. Every year, the Texas Yes Project provides thousands of students across the state with free school supplies. And now you can help by entering the Drive Away for Education raffle, proudly sponsored by the Ansira Auto Group. One lucky winner will drive away in a brand new car, truck, or SUV. And countless young Texans will move forward with stronger futures. And we'll be giving away a gas card and shopping spree, plus other weekly prizes. Buy your raffle ticket today at texasyesproject.org.
Hi, Dr. Damaso Oliva Jr. here, candidate for Rayfail 77. I invite you to join us for the 170 Grander Poker Tournament on Saturday, August 2nd. Proudly sponsored by Thomas J. Henry and benefiting the Rayfail 77 Scholarship Fund. We're putting $170,000 on the table, and it could be yours. The top women's and men's finishers each win $50,000. Register now at TexasHold'emSA.com.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team? We can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
Eat up, buddy. It's almost time for school. You take charge of your home. You take charge of your work. Don't forget to take charge of your gut health too with Nature Made probiotics. Nature Made has clinically studied probiotics that work with your digestive tract's natural bacteria, so you won't miss a beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy Chicken Biscuit for just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all three if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from the Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
So I'm seeing and hearing from our tent here on the tennis courts at Oxnard, California. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage continues. Matt Eberflus is on the podium. Now, I can't really get a grasp of what he's saying, but from some of the tweets, from some of the reporters that are out there, he likes pressure, and he's going to pressure the quarterback.
You know, you think about Eberflus, his history as a defensive coordinator, and why Cowboy fans were excited that he is back. And that's one of it. And generally speaking, his defenses are able to get turnovers. I mean, let's go back years when he was on the staff and left for Indianapolis. Everybody thought, is he one in some ways like Sean Payton that left the organization, and would we regret it? Now, obviously, his time as a head coach is what it is, and so that's what people are thinking most. But that was a great hire for Brian Schottenheimer and the Dallas Cowboys. The question, does he have the personnel to really do what he wants? Can a guy like Mozzie Smith take that big jump? Can Sam Williams develop in? And again, I mean, we all chuckle and laugh at that, but can Eberflus get the most out of him? Can Mozzie Smith, at this point in his career, kind of going back to the conversation we had earlier in the show with Nate Newton, has he matured enough to understand what it's like to be a pro and what it's going to take to excel at this level? You know, Pickens is in that category, but a lot of guys are. And again, where he was drafted, you're expected to be a major contributor to the team. You're not a 5th, 6th round guy that, you know, let's hope it works out. You get drafted that high, there are expectations. He has yet to meet those expectations. Sometimes it's maturity, but also he's now in another new system. Can somebody finally connect with him on what he needs to get done to be that guy?
Well, he's going to have to, because I have a feeling if he doesn't, he may be on his way out of here. And that's another thing. But if you're talking about pressuring the quarterback and bringing pressure, and I think Eberflus's words, according to a tweet I just saw, was at some point we bring everybody. I would imagine, and I don't know what the conversations are like between Eberflus and Schottenheimer, or Eberflus and Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. But if you want to pressure the quarterback, that number 11 guy is pretty good. And I'm sure they're wanting to get him signed, although guys like Eberflus and Schottenheimer, they know the business.
Well, they know the business, and the question is, when's he going to get signed, if he's going to get signed. We might have Stephen Jones on the show today.
We are efforting.
Was it 4:45?
4:45.
4:45
yes.
San Antonio time. Now, I say might because we were told you might get Stephen at 2:45 California time. It might. And so he's scheduled to come, but player day off, a lot of times this is when stuff can happen. So, and who knows, right? I mean, I'm not throwing anything out there, and don't take it the wrong way, but when you're told might, I mean, who knows? Maybe he's deciding to go for a longer lunch and head to the beach. I mean, you never know, but you would like to think that could be one of the reasons why. Although you listen to Adam Schefter today on his podcast, and it feels like the Cowboys and Micah Parsons are further from a deal now than they were in the spring.
I would say right now we're nowhere on that deal. I would say right now we are further away from a deal in late July, early August than we were in late March, early April. The two sides have gone backwards, not forwards. I don't think they're speaking very much these days, if at all. There was communication in late March and early April when Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons were sitting down and discussing a deal and making progress and tracking towards getting that deal done. But this negotiation, when it was a negotiation, has gone sideways because it's not a negotiation right now. There's really no conversation about getting a deal done. That could change next week. It could change shortly before the season. We've seen how long Dallas sometimes waits on some of these deals. See CD Lamb and Dak Prescott last season.
You know, it's interesting, and that's disturbing a little bit. Although that could change today.
Yep,
it could change next week. Who knows? And these things move fast. Typically, when you've got some momentum, you got some momentum. According to Adam Schefter, there is no momentum at this moment in time. That remains to be seen. But I love the fact that, and I'm watching ESPN this morning, Jason, and I know you did too. But everybody on there is just, well, Jerry's disrespecting Micah, and Jerry this, and Jerry, I got news for you. Well, maybe he's not the only one. It takes two to get this thing done, and nobody knows what the details are. And I just love people that are just so quick. So Jerry just needs to pay him. Why is he not paying him? He just needs to pay him. Well, it's a business. It's a business.
It is, but there's a business with parameters. You're not just going to get everything that you want. And I go back to what Steven said a couple of days ago on the practice field. Micah has to want to get paid.
Yes.
Which there's given, there's take. But also, and we talked about this, we're at the anger stage of the negotiations. And Schefter continued on his podcast saying now it feels like it's gotten personal between Jerry and Micah.
This sounds different to me. This sounds a little bit more personal from both sides. It sounds like Dallas is upset with the fact that it felt like it was getting closer to a deal, and then that deal went sideways. And I think Micah Parsons feels like this deal should have been done. I don't think Micah is real happy with them. I don't think they're real happy with him. I don't think anybody's real happy with anybody. And I don't think there's a deal that's being discussed right now, not to mention being close.
Now, they'll all be happy, and Micah happier when it does get done, and it will. That's the thing that is so insane. Now, the alternative is go trade for the guy. But if the Cowboys were making calls to see what they could get for a Micah Parsons, we would all know about it. And then you talk about the stuff hitting the fan, literally, it would be insane because Micah has said forever he wants to be a Cowboy for life. And I think part of the reason why this one felt like it would get done sooner is last year and the year before, Stephen and Jerry were consistently saying they were preparing to pay three guys, Dak, CD, and Micah. That was the plans. It wasn't we've got to figure out how to get 2 of the 3 done or 1 of the 3. It was we're going to get all 3 done. And then you had Micah Parsons saying on television during interviews, he doesn't have to be the highest paid. He doesn't have to do it. And, Jerry watches TV. And Jerry saw that. And maybe what Jerry heard in his conversations versus what Mulligetta is talking about with other people, because Jerry doesn't talk to agents. I just, where was the disconnect? Because Micah's messaging last year, there was that primetime game he did the sit-down interview and literally said, I don't have to be the highest paid. We got to save money for other guys, all of that.
Yeah, and we cried BS.
And again, and now, I mean, what's the holdup? What is the holdup?
Again, it's it could be all kinds of things, and we're just left to speculate at this point in time. But just from the conversation, from the comments that have been made public, it seems they're off on something. Whether it's years, whether it's guarantees, they're off on something. There's something holding this deal up. And again, I could see Jerry if Jerry thought, as reported by our good friend Clarence Hill, that they had a deal done in March, basically done, and then something went haywire in between there. I could see Jerry being a little upset by that. Not saying it was right to do that. Certainly Mike is not going to do it without his agent, but something went haywire. And one of the sides is either the Jones family's being disrespectful in what they're offering, or Micah Parsons is asking for too much, according to Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. So to me, it's one of those two, and somebody's got to give.
Again, Stephen Jones might sit down with us in about an hour from right now. And I say might.
We're hoping so.
And we're hoping. And generally speaking, when you get that from the PR department, it happens. But I can't remember the last time I got a might, right? and what does that mean, right?
Well, so, I think Stephen is I know those guys. They're a good guy. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
So it was something along those lines. Look, again, on our YouTube page, we will say this. It doesn't work this way, unfortunately, and I think that's Jerry is pissed off about that too. But Chris Bell says last time I checked, Mike is under contract.
Yeah.
And he is. And honestly, when you look at this, if you look at all the parameters of this, the Dallas Cowboys have the advantage in this situation. They can make him play under his contract this year, and they can franchise tag him twice.
Yep.
Now, I don't think he's going to be a happy camper, but that could certainly be done if Jerry wants to do it. Obviously, a lot more Micah Parsons talk. Hopefully, Stephen Jones will join us here at about 4:45 as we continue our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California. We promised you an Arch Manning update. We'll get it when we return here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
That free T-test from Synergenics and Low T Center, time is running out to take advantage of the free T-test. It's Tuesday. You have until Thursday because the free T-test expires on July 31st. And if you've just been feeling tired, can't focus, no energy to get off the couch, you're not living. Low T affects all aspects of your life, your relationships, your jobs. Now is the time to go get tested while the test is still free. Just go to any Synergenics or Low T center in San Antonio and take the test. You're going to get your results in about 15 minutes because they have an on-site lab. Get tested. Most major insurance is accepted, so treatment costs are minimal. Synergenics and Low T Center give you the power to take control of your health. With their custom dose TRT, you can go and choose between the white glove in-center care or medically monitored treatment with testosterone delivered to your house. Also, if you're a patient, refer a friend. Tell a friend to get started on TRT, and you'll receive a $250 credit. That credit applies for any man or woman who starts hormone treatment. The free T-test offers on July 31st. Book your appointment, fixmylowt.com. Take back your life. Imagine how good you're going to feel and how much happier those around you are going to be when the best version of yourself shows up. Again, the free T-test offer ends on Thursday, July 31st. Book that appointment, fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas' home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up. I want winners. Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off. I like this kind of party! From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Football season is coming. Is your home ready for the watch parties? Upgrade your entry game with Romo Door Supply. Tough, stylish doors at prices that score. Visit RomoDoorSupply.com today. That's RomoDoorSupply.com, where home starts strong.
Do you need to get rid of things like furniture, mattresses, tires, and appliances? San Antonio has 4 drop-off centers for residential bulky items conveniently located around the city. Open 5 days a week except holidays. Visit sarecycles.org. This service is free for solid waste customers that pay the environmental fee on their CPS energy bill, including customers that live in apartments. Visit sarecycles.org for hours, locations, and accepted materials. That's sarecycles.org.
Attention football fans. AARP Texas is teaming up with San Antonio Sports Star for this season's Dallas Cowboys training camp. Enter for your chance to win a pair of preseason tickets or tickets to a home game. Visit sasportstar.com now to enter for a chance to win. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Brought to you by AARP Texas. Whether you're a diehard fan or just love the excitement of game day, AARP Texas has you covered. Again, just go to sasportstar.com and enter for a chance to win big with AARP Texas. It's your chance to experience Cowboys football live. Visit sasportstar.com now.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation. Even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia. Puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/delivery for more details.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus, offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shea.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I don't know about you, Minix, but maybe you made the right choice. Got a little chilly. What happened?
You know, I'm no rookie at this.
Cloudy
training
sky.
camp.
I know, but it was beautiful. Blue skies, sun shining, and all of a sudden it's cloudy again. What's going on? This is I've been coming to Oxnard since the Cowboys have been coming here, and I can't recall this. Usually there's more sunshine than there is cloud cover.
Clouds roll in. You're near a beach. There's always a breeze. Basically, this is just like a good long sleeve T-shirt. You know, just enough, hoodie. But yeah, I mean, it's 70 degrees and breezy. We've been coming here the same length of time. But you know, you're used to the TV life. And, you know, when it would get hot, Marcus would fan you and you would set up out there and, you know, sit in your director chair with an umbrella over you.
Yeah,
and,
that's it.
You know, somebody holding the light reflector and all that stuff. I mean, we know how TV is. And you could go somewhere, you know, Marcus would be out there working his ass off and you would show up and, you know, 5 minutes, do your bit, and then get the hell out of there.
God, I miss those days.
We know how this is.
I miss those days.
Now you got to actually work. Now you got to work.
Eat ham sandwiches for lunch.
Exactly.
And, I mean, my goodness.
That was one hell of a ham sandwich.
It really was.
I mean,
as ham sandwiches go, that one was pretty damn
look,
good.
It's Oscar Mayer. It's pepper jack cheese, mustard. Was that Wonder Bread? I mean...
And some salt and pepper, black pepper pork rinds.
So you went that. I went with the Korean barbecue.
Now, see, the salt and pepper ones are the best.
Well, I mean,
as far as I'm concerned,
you know, they got a variety.
I know they do.
They're good.
Everybody's got a favorite, though.
Everybody does. Everybody does. It is the Blitz. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm at Jason Minix. We're out here all week long, but on Saturday, you want to join us for our annual Back to School drive-through event. It is back. Happening this Saturday, 11 to 1, or until supplies run out. It's going to take place over at the Gomez Law Firm on Moss Rock Road. You get a free backpack and school supplies while they last. Last year, there were cars lined up like starting at 9 a.m. And they ran out, and I think we do 1,000 backpacks by about 12:30. So if you're looking for some school supplies and you're in need of the free backpack, and they're good backpacks, and the school supplies, go make sure you're at the back to school drive-through event happening this Saturday starting at 11 a.m. presented by the Gomez Law Firm, Air Ray, North Park Toyota, Las Palapas, Romo Door Supply, Central Med, and the College of Healthcare Professionals, Lighthouse Public Schools.
Dude, it blows me away that it's already back to school time. That's good news and bad news. Bad news for the kids that have to go to school if they don't like school.
Great news for the parents.
Great news for the parents and great news for us. It's football season.
Yes.
So that's a good thing. It's always a good thing.
Dude, football season is here. It is July 29th.
It is.
1 month from today is our first high school football game of the season.
Holy cow.
Think about that.
1 month from today.
1 month from today, we'll have our first high school broadcast of the season.
Now, don't we have a college game before that we'll be at Circa in Las Vegas for? I believe it's UIW.
UIW taking on Nichols State on Saturday, August 23rd. For us in Las Vegas, it's a 10 a.m. kickoff. For you guys back in San Antonio, noon kickoff, televised on ESPN2. So UIW getting national TV exposure to kick off the season.
But if you'd like to watch the game at 10 o'clock in the morning, you can certainly do that. All you have to do is make your plane reservations and, go to San Antonio or SA Sports Star, and we'll get you a discounted room at Circa or the D. We're going out there August 21st and 22nd. We'll do the show. Then we're staying for the weekend. It is their ultimate contest weekend at Circa Las Vegas. And I tell you what, it's a blast.
It's so much fun. SASportsStar.com for the discount code there at the room at Circa, or just use promo code Blitz when you go to their website or the D to book. And it's week 0 in college football. Like, yes, UIW is playing, but the majority of the games are the following week, including the Texas Longhorns opening at Ohio State. You got a couple other big games happening this weekend, but all eyes are on Arch Manning and the Texas Longhorns. And it's interesting that at least one NFL owner was already asked about Arch Manning, like, hey, how bad are you guys going to suck this year? Because, Arch Manning could be available. Although,
I think if you know the man.
Although Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Cleveland Browns, says he's not looking for that because he doesn't expect Arch to be available next year.
I think if you know the Manning family, I would bet that, and I don't know Arch at all, okay? I bet he stays in college 2 years. So I don't even think that's worth discussing.
So we're not going to tank this year. We'll do it the following year.
Well, I mean,
that way with their Cleveland, they're probably going to do it every year. So they've had every number. I wonder if there's a record for the most number one picked quarterbacks for an NFL franchise. Cleveland's got to be up there.
Yeah, I mean, well, the quarterback graveyard that they have, the dude that's got like every name on the back of a jersey, and now he's added a cape to it because there's just so many of them. I mean, it is ridiculous. At some point, somebody's going to finally connect there, and I'll give Cleveland all the credit in the world. A couple of years ago, it didn't work. But at least they swung for the fences with the Deshaun Watson trade.
They did.
And again, it didn't work. I think most people knew it wouldn't, or at least with everything that you gave up and then the guaranteed contract. But it just didn't work. But even this year, they drafted 2 quarterbacks. Although Haslam said he was surprised that they drafted Shedeur Sanders. That was a straight GM call, is what he said. And I kind of call BS on that. You don't make a pick like that without the owner approval, right?
I guess.
But some dude's job is on the line with the Shedeur Sanders pick.
Well, he pretty much let him know that today by saying that. It's like, dude, I had nothing to do with the Shedeur Sanders pick. So if it's a flop, blame the GM. It was his pick.
It's going to be a flop. Well, I don't know. I mean, I mean, I don't know how you call it a flop. I mean, it depends on the kind of work that he's going to get. We'll see what kind of action he gets in the preseason. But again, how do you take some of these preseason games seriously? I mean, they announced, the Chargers did, that Trey Lance is going to be their starter for the Hall of Fame game.
Wow.
I had forgotten that Trey Lance actually got a job this year with the Chargers.
Boy, Trey Lance. And I guess props to the Chargers for giving this guy an opportunity. I think he just needs to play. It's kind of like Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis. Not a lot of playing time, not a lot of yards under his belt just yet. Back to Shedeur, though, the fact that Kenny Pickett is hurt.
Yep.
He's getting some more reps. And apparently yesterday I saw a stat this morning that he was 9 of 9 yesterday with 2 touchdowns and did far better than Flacco or Dylan Gabriel. So who knows? Maybe he's catching on and he'll turn out to be okay after all.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see ultimately what Cleveland does at quarterback. I'd be stunned if they kept 4. And could they take Kenny Pickett and trade him and get something in return?
Yeah.
I don't know that you could hide Shedeur on a practice squad. Although maybe everybody passed on him multiple times.
Well, and that's true. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. I clearly expect Joe Flacco to be the starter there. But you're going to have to who's next? And if something happens to Flacco, then either Gabriel or Sanders is going to have to take over that thing. So they're not going to keep 4 quarterbacks, even though I've heard them say that they might. But there's no way they keep 4 quarterbacks.
And again, I mean, trade value, if you wonder, I mean, even like a Dylan Gabriel who went higher than most people thought. But again, it's hard to tell this time of year. You know, the other day in practice, well, the 2 practices that we've seen, the Cowboys are getting and doing everything they can to get Joe Milton a ton of reps.
Sure.
I mean, they know what they have in Will Grier. They know what they have in Dak Prescott. Milton is getting a ton of reps, and that's what that kid needs, is the same thing happening in other camps, like with the Shedeur Sanders. Let's get him more reps because we really need to know what we have. You look at Quinn Ewers, reports out of Miami is he's having an incredible training camp. And, for a guy that was a late round pick that was a surprise, I'm not surprised he's having a good camp, but is it because they're giving him more opportunities because they know what they have with their other quarterbacks?
I think all of that has to come into play. And we said it when he ended up in Miami. That may have been the perfect spot for him just because of the history of Tua and his injury issues. It's interesting Jason, with all of this kind of stuff. You mentioned some quarterbacks that are, getting a little long in the tooth. Matthew Stafford, I think they're really concerned in L.A. about Stafford. He's got back issues. He's week to week, but he hasn't practiced at all since they've been in training camp. And the Rams come out here next week.
Yeah, Tuesday.
So I don't know if Stafford will participate in that or not, but that's got to be a concern for the Rams because old Jimmy G is the backup in L.A.
He's still around too.
He is still around.
Life of a backup quarterback.
He's getting all the reps too. That's exactly what he's doing. And we're getting all the reps here, and I love being back. It's almost like Groundhog Day in a way, right? Because you get back here, and it's like you never left. And things are the same, and everything's the same, and it's just so much fun. And all the buzz that's going around. Of course, I'm talking about Cowboys training camp here live in Oxnard, California, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. And, well, co-sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP. Oh, my goodness, it's a lot of fun. We're going to reminisce a little bit. We're also going to talk about some under 25 players and who's got the best future, at least according to ESPN. We'll do all of that when we continue live from the tennis courts here in Oxnard, California. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
180!
Get it first. Get it fast. Get it now. Full coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim B, and AARP. Live from Oxnard, California. KTFM Floresville, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive this Saturday from 11 till 1 p.m. or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last, so don't be late. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by North Park Toyota, Centromed, Romo Door Supply, Lighthouse Public Schools, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief-cation. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074EM16004.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redmond Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hormones can affect everything. Bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying for it. For well-qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Take a swing at picking baseball this season on Underdog. Hi, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Underdog is a leading place to make all your sports picks. Millions of fans have won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? It is easy and fun to do. I love playing the Pick'em game on Underdog. All you have to do is download the Underdog app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like home runs, strikeouts, total bases, and so much more. And you can play for as little as $1. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, use my promo code STAR when you sign up at Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
What in the world is wrong with the Houston Astros? Their losing streak now up to 5 games. They fall 2-1 in the opener with the Washington Nationals. They continue things from Houston tonight. First pitch is set for 7:10. Texas Rangers fell yesterday to the Angels in their series opener. Series that continued tonight out in L.A. You can catch it on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 8 o'clock. And Joe Mixon's missing training camp, but he's 58 on the top 100 list.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yes, it is the Blitz, and we're on the tennis courts in Oxnard, California, as we continue our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage and having a great time. Although it's the weather is not cooperating the way I would like it. It's a little chilly as far as I'm concerned, but, that's okay because, well, we're at Dallas Cowboys training camp and all is right with the world.
Well, it is chilly. That's part of it. Although I saw a headline in the Express News that a cold front could be headed to San Antonio.
A cold front?
That's what it says.
In August?
That's what it says.
Holy cow.
July. It'll be August by the time we get back. Gusty winds could hit 50 mile an hour winds. San Antonio locals, blah, blah, blah. you got a cold front that could be coming into San Antonio.
Wow, that's crazy.
Slightly cooler temperatures are expected.
That is nuts. But congratulations, San Antonio.
Well, I mean,
maybe we're going to bring this cold weather with us.
It's possible. I'm looking through this article to see what the temperature could be, and I'm not seeing it. 97. Yeah. Well, that's cool. That is far cooler than 102, but it could be windy. You imagine 100 degrees and 50-mile-an-hour winds?
Wow, it's like a hairdryer.
Yeah, exactly. Man, are you and Rob over your hairdryer battle?
Well, it's not a battle. I was trying to be nice because there's only one hairdryer in the beach house. So, and Rob and I are the only ones who use a hairdryer. I didn't bring one.
Well,
I never do.
AJ does.
He does?
I think.
For what?
To dry your scalp.
You're kidding. That's what a towel's for. That dude, man.
Mean,
you know, you live with somebody for a few days and it just reinforces some of the things that you already knew. And that's a weird dude. All right. I'm just going to put it out there. That's a weird cat. No pun intended.
AJ?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm Joe Reinigle. That's Jason Minix, and we are live here in Oxnard, California. And I tell you what, it's been fun. But you're talking about that. What happened was there was one hairdryer. Now, Rob, we're in a 3-story house.
Yes.
Okay. Minix is up on the top floor. Me and AJ are down in the middle floor where the living room is, and Rob's got the downstairs room because, well, he can't climb stairs. So, I had a hairdryer, and Rob said, I was going to have to go buy one. Do you mind if I borrow that? Of course not. Go ahead. And it's not mine. It's the house's. So when I got up, I think it was yesterday morning, I took a shower, and the hairdryer wasn't there. It was still down in Rob's bedroom or bathroom. So I had to go down there and get it. Mm-hmm. And Rob was all apologetic. Dude, I'm sorry. He is a hell of a nice guy.
No, Rob is super nice.
You guys were talking. He's like maybe the nicest guy in the group.
Well, we've had an experience here. I mean, we're in Los Angeles, right? This has never happened to me in San Antonio. We have had the same Uber driver on 3 trips. 3.
It's crazy. Yes.
Now, the other night we Ubered to dinner. And the guy that took us to dinner when we needed the Uber back, it was the same guy.
Yes.
And we asked him, do you turn it off and go eat? And then you turn it on. And he's like, no. So he must be, there's got to be very few XL Uber drivers because we're not cramming into a little car.
We
right?
need an XL. Yes.
So, and then yesterday we're Uber out and this lady picks us up in a minivan. And she's got a plastic curtain up with a sign that says, apologize for this weirdness, but I'm extremely allergic to perfume. It was bizarre.
It was extremely bizarre.
And after dinner, we call Uber, and the same dude that drove us around a couple of days ago, and I was really worried because AJ was being AJ that this guy would give me a not a 5-star, right?
Yes.
Because. Well, let's just say AJ was being AJ.
Well, he's a weird dude.
Yeah, he's AJ.
Yeah.
And to the point when the guy picked us up, AJ apologized for the way he was the other day.
AJ did. We mentioned he had a good time.
Yeah,
Saturday.
Oh yeah.
He had a really good time Saturday.
But what was bizarre? I mean, I don't know that I've had the same Uber dude twice.
I've never had that happen,
let alone 3 times.
3 times
in a city this large.
And keep in mind we're in Oxnard, which is we're an hour and a half outside of LA.
Well, but it's Ventura. We called yesterday. We were in Ventura. I mean, and again, it's not a small city.
No, they're not small, but there's not a lot of XL Ubers apparently. And this guy is one of them because it took him 18 minutes to get to us last night.
Yeah. But I mean, AJ was apologizing for being a total a-hole the day before, and and everybody in the car was agreeing that he is that. And then I said, but you also have the nicest guy in the world up there with Rob Thompson,
and
right?
I think that's why they're a great pair.
Yeah. Yes. It is interesting, and now I think we've got to go back to Ventura, Joe, because I found this little Cowboys training camp program.
Yeah, so happy you found that, dude.
The back page ad is for the new casino, Ventura County's only casino, located at the Ventura County Fairgrounds. We were so close to a casino last night and did not know it. We were at the pier where you could see the Ferris wheel I did not know there was a casino over there.
I had no clue there was one, and I'm really going to forget that there is one.
No, there's blackjack.
Blackjack?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yes, it's poker, 21st century blackjack, easy baccarat, and more.
21st century?
I don't know what that means.
I've never heard of that.
But we'll have to go find it out. But they apparently have moved. They're on Harbor Boulevard, second floor.
On the second floor.
Casino open daily from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. So I think after steak night, when the boys go to bed, Rob and AJ go to bed like at 7:30 at night.
The show starts at 4 a.m. here.
Well, I get it, but I mean, like the other night, they went to bed. We went to the Rudder Room.
You know what? And I don't really feel sorry for those guys.
No, you shouldn't.
No, I'll tell you why. Because they get up early. They go to bed early at 7, 8 o'clock at night. Get up early and come to the show. As soon as they hit the door, they're asleep.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take long. They're asleep, and bam. So I don't feel sorry for them. They get more sleep than we do.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, they honestly do.
They do.
Those guys are probably snoring right now as we speak.
Are you kidding? 2 o'clock, they've napped. They're probably at a brewery somewhere.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
Well, I mean, I know that was the plan because they didn't drive us to work today. We took the van, and Rob was like, "We're going to Uber to a brewery, pick us up." We'll let you know where we are.
We'll let you know where it is.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my goodness. Well, it's fun. We'll always have tales from the beach house. That's for sure.
Always.
When you have the characters that we have here at Dallas Cowboys training camp. What's that, Pledge?
I just said Twitter DM.
Oh, okay. Sorry. A little behind the scenes there. Sorry about that. AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California. That's where we are. Much more on the Dallas Cowboys and what's happening here and around the rest of the NFL when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747. Or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. Services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, Oxnard, California, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up.
I want winners.
Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off.
I like this kind of party!
From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Game day starts at home, and Romo Door Supply delivers the win. From sturdy entrance doors to stylish interiors, Romo's got what your home team needs. Visit RomoDoorSupply.com. Quality doors, unbeatable prices. That's RomoDoorSupply.com.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective. A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-298-7906. 800-298-7906.
Attention football fans, AARP Texas is teaming up with San Antonio Sports Star for this season's Dallas Cowboys training camp. Enter for your chance to win a pair of preseason tickets or tickets to a home game. Visit sasportstar.com now to enter for a chance to win. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Brought to you by AARP Texas. Whether you're a diehard fan or just love the excitement of game day, AARP Texas has you covered. Again, just go to sasportstar.com and enter for a chance to win big with AARP Texas. It's your chance to experience Cowboys football live. Visit sasportstar.com now.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday afternoon. Staying cool there in San Antonio while we're staying cool here in Oxnard, California. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix is sitting right next to me, and we're on the tennis courts here in Oxnard for Dallas Cowboys training camp.
Yeah, it's fantastic here in Oxnard. Stephen Jones will join us coming up at 4:45 San Antonio time, 2:45 here in California. It's always weird when you're adjusting times because you're like, all right, my phone says one thing, my computer says the other. Hell, I don't know.
you kind of, by the time you get used to it, you're leaving.
Absolutely. Exactly the way it is. But you look at everything that is going on here at Cowboys training camp, lots of things to ask Stephen Jones. And maybe the most important question of the day, since it is National Wing Day, what is your preference, drums or flats? We have a poll up on our YouTube channel. So you head to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page and vote in the poll, drums or flats. Nate Newton, who joined us earlier, flats. Right now, drums are winning 63% to 37%. If you missed Nate Newton, it was fantastic.
Yeah, great
fantastic. It's already posted in the audio vault at sasportstar.com, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That's what it was. Sometimes you do interviews, it's all business. With Nate, it was a little bit of everything, and it was a lot of fun. But I'm looking forward to Stephen Jones, who will join us here live at about 4:45 or so. So stay tuned for that and call your friends and family and tell them to tune in.
Yeah. Earlier in the day, it was a might, and now it is confirmed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, PR staff is on top of it. as they always are. And, one of the things that is going to be a topic besides Micah Parsons is the injuries that the Cowboys have been dealing with, especially when you think about the offensive line. And one of the things that we were talking about with Nate Newton is you look at the NFC East. All the teams in the East have these dominant defensive lines. So you factor that in. You can't go just find somebody off the street right now. Now, could there be somebody out there that turns into something? I mean, Nate Newton was a USFL guy before making it to the NFL. He's one of those spring league success stories, ended up winning 3 Super Bowls. But you look at what the Cowboys have and the fact that Tyler Gayton, you could say dodged a bullet because he's not going to miss the year. He doesn't need surgery, but he is going to miss training camp. And that is a guy, as Nate Newton was talking about, needs all the practice reps that he could get. This is still a devastating injury on that front.
Yeah, it really is, because he did. And I'd forgotten about it, quite frankly, but he did miss a little training camp last year, too. And probably didn't, he didn't have the best season that you could have. Look, that's a tough position to play, though. Left tackle, it is probably the most important position on that offensive line, especially with a right-handed quarterback, because you got to cover his back. Tyler Gayton, again, missing training camp. That's going to be sad for him. We'll see what happens, though. And Nate brought up a good point. It gives those other guys an opportunity to slide into that spot. And, again, where Nate was brilliant, does Brian Schottenheimer have the stones, if you will, for lack of a better word, to say, you know what? Sorry, Tyler, this guy's playing better.
Well, and again, for a first-round pick, expectations are there, but Schottenheimer was talking a lot yesterday about Awesome Richards and what he's been able to do. Matt Walesko needs to get healthy, take advantage of his opportunities. Nate Thomas, and if you're watching any videos, he's wearing 71. A lot of high praise about Nate Thomas from Brian Schottenheimer yesterday. But clearly the expectations for Tyler Gayton and everything that we had heard from the offseason sounded very similar to what we heard after Terrence Steele's rough rookie year and how well he played after that earned him the big contract. And, of course, Terrence still dealing with a bit of that ankle injury. And that offensive line, Zach Martin is gone. That is a young group. And one of the reasons why the Cowboys on ESPN's top ranking of rosters for players under 25, they're in at 17 because they have a lot of talented young players, but a good mix of veteran players and young players. But you look at this, it's an interesting article on ESPN.com because even like Kansas City is at 13. And I'm thinking, Kansas City, they got a lot of young talent.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
A lot of young talent.
Top of the list, the Houston Texans.
How about that? A lot of young people, obviously. And they do. They've got a lot of youngsters, and the future's bright for them. And the way that they're playing ball as we speak right now, or the way they did last year, the future's bright for the Houston Texans.
Well, I mean, with C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson, Stingley,
but eventually they're going to have to pay those guys.
They're going to have to pay those guys, but I mean, they're all 23 right now. And you think about just how talented Houston can be, but can they win while those guys are on rookie contracts? That becomes the question. Again, very interesting read when you think about how rosters are turned. Houston, number 1 on the list. Seattle is number 2. Washington, 3. New York, 4. And
that's scary right there.
That is, especially when you think about the strengths of those teams being the defensive front. Chicago is 5, Detroit 6, New England 7, Jacksonville 8, Tennessee 9, Chargers 10, Raiders 11, Carolina, then Kansas City, and then Philadelphia at 14. So here's an NFC E list where the Cowboys are last on the list. But again, it's because they're young players, and some of the young players, like Amazi Smith, haven't developed into what the Cowboys had hoped for.
No, he has not. And I think, honestly, I don't know how patient Dallas is going to be with him. He was a number 1 draft pick, but how patient do you be? He just has not come around. Maybe an interesting question for Steven. Whether he answers it or not remains to be seen in an honest fashion, obviously. But I mean, it's something that I think is, it's worth looking at this year. It's worth watching and seeing how Mazi Smith does, because going into his third year, the first two haven't been stellar.
No, and again, Mazi Smith, obviously he's 24, so he won't be on the list next year. But again, it's an interesting look at, the Cowboys' philosophy: draft, develop, pay. And the develop part, hit or miss, but I think that's pretty consistent throughout the NFL. Everybody has a lot of misses when you're trying to project players, but for young talent that you've got to pay in it, we've talked about it a lot. Micah Parsons is going through it right now. Tyler Smith probably next year. They took care of Jake Ferguson early, which, they can get stuff done early. They did that with Jake Ferguson, which was a huge deal for the Dallas Cowboys, but also makes you wonder, does Schoonmaker really have a future with this organization? Could he be traded or play out his contract and then be gone?
That's a good question. It's another guy, though, that really hasn't lived up to the billing. He was a second-round draft pick, which at the time seemed a little of a stretch, but he hasn't been that way. So that's two Michigan men that you might want to stay away from Michigan. I'm just saying. It'll be interesting to see, because they've got some prospects as well. And look, tight ends, when you're talking about a tight end, and I think that's what, when we talk about Dalton Schultz and why the Cowboys didn't want to pay him $10 million a year, and they end up giving Jake Ferguson, $13 million. You can find tight ends. I think tight ends are findable, but there's something about Ferguson that they feel like they can up his game, and that he can be a contributor for this ball club for a long time.
Well, and again, you go back to Dalton Schultz. They offered. He just thought he could make more money.
Well, that's true.
Somewhere else.
Sure.
I think they really wanted to keep Dalton Schultz around, and I think Houston's glad to have him, although he needs to have a nice rebound year from what he did last year. But you also look at the offense and the quarterback. And Dak Prescott, like a lot of quarterbacks, they love their tight ends. And you look around, whether you're talking about a George Kittle in San Francisco or Travis Kelce, or, you name, the tight ends are such an important part of everybody's offense. Baltimore, Isaiah Likely carted off a practice today. You think about the devastating injuries that other teams are going through. It's not just in Dallas.
No, every team is going through it. Malik Neighbors, shoulder injury with the Giants. You have a cornerback, escapes my name, who tore his ACL, not ACL, but his Achilles today, was carted off the field. So there's been a lot of these kind of injuries. And I tell you what, you're thinking about training camp, you're excited, you're getting ready for the season, and you have an injury like that keeps a guy out for the entire season, man. It's just got to be a kick in the package. Really, because that's the last thing you're expecting. We've had it out here with a couple of players. Luckily, there hasn't been that devastating news that some of these other teams are having to deal with. But my goodness, man, that's if you're Jerry Stephen or even a Brian Schottenheimer, every time you go out on the field, I'm sure they're not thinking about it, but you're like, boy, I hope nothing happens today.
Well, you are thinking about it. Let's just get through that. I would imagine there's some people that what they want after practice are the medical updates. Because it's one thing, Isaiah Likely, the report is he's got an ankle injury. He's only going to miss a few weeks, which is good.
That's good news
for the Baltimore Ravens.
Sure.
But when you look at Rob Jones, a Cowboys offensive lineman, hurt his neck, played through it, worked after practice. Something's not right. Let's look. Oh, I got a broken bone in your neck.
I played with a broken neck. Yeah, tell us we're not men.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. But he's out 4 to 6, or he's out 2 to 3 months. Jones is. So that's been the worst of it for the Cowboys. And this guy was playing. You mentioned it with Nate Newton, that Tyler Booker was moved down while Jones was moved up. And whether that was to send a message or Jones was just a better player at the time, either way, it shows you that Brian Schottenheimer's not afraid to do a few things and move some pieces around.
Well, you listen to Schotty, it doesn't matter your last name or your contract status. Those that are getting the work done are going to be the ones that are getting the playing time, right? So if he does stay true to that when it comes to game time, it could be very interesting. And you look at, the wide receiver room is, all of a sudden crowded when you got a George Pickens in there, because we know you've got a CeeDee Lamb and a George Pickens. They're going to start Turpin. Just watch it practice. Big part of what the offense is going to do. What about that third receiver, the fourth receiver, because they're loaded there? You look at it. I mean, Jonathan Mingo, kind of forgotten.
Yeah,
Cowboys made the trade for him last year. He's got size. Just trying to pick up the offense because he joined late, and now he's had the full off season, and he was just talking about the difficulty in doing that. Trust me, he really did say some things yesterday to the media. Or maybe not. I guess we won't hear from Jonathan Mingo.
Well, not now, but we will. We'll get to it. Must have some technical issues going on there. But Mingo's an interesting character because, and again, a fourth-round pick for the Cowboys that they gave up for Jonathan Mingo. And they've been looking for that. There's another guy that Jalen Tolbert, another wide receiver, third-round pick that really hasn't, until last year, showed some flashes last year. So does that continue, and does he continue to grow? Does he solidify that spot? A lot of battles here. When you look at the defensive backfield, that's another thing. We got good news on Trayvon Diggs, at least according to Trayvon Diggs. He says he's going to be ready to go. He thinks he'll be ready to go in September. Now, when that is that game 1 or is that game 4? Not sure, but that's good news for the Cowboys and certainly something that they could use because they are very thin in that defensive backfield.
Well, and you think about, because Carson is going to miss some time with a hyperextended knee right now, but Trayvon Diggs in that interview he did with Clarence Hill, conversation he had with Clarence at All City Dallas, he says he's ahead of schedule. Cowboys haven't put a timetable on it. But here's the thing. He said September. So in September, the Cowboys have the Eagles, the Giants, the Bears, and the Packers. Okay.
Whew, oh my.
If he says September, you'll expect him to be ready within the first 4 games. If he goes on the PUP list, he has to miss 4 games, which means we won't see him until October. So if he starts the season on the PUP list, the soonest he could play is that October 5th game against the New York Jets. But even then, what is the ramp-up period going to be for him to go from the rehab group to actually working with the ones?
Well, those are all great questions. And while he thinks he's going to be ready, the Cowboys may think differently. I don't know. That's going to be something to watch as well because it is all of that. Do you keep that roster spot open and, wait for him to catch up in game 2 or 3? Or do you blow the 4 games and just give him more time? It's going to be interesting to see a lot of battles and a lot of decisions to be made here for the Dallas Cowboys. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's and again, so many position battles. I mean, there are 20 defensive backs. Right in training camp. Well, hell, there's 12 wide receivers.
Yeah,
they're going to keep 5. And last year, some of the guys that we were watching, knowing that they would have an opportunity this year, I don't know. Tolbert with his draft status, I expect him to be one of them. You look at Jalen Cropper or Jalen Brooks, a Kelvin Harmon type. I mean, those are the guys that, are fighting for that 1, maybe 2 positions. But if I'm the Cowboys, and it seems that always, do you take an extra wide receiver or do you take an extra defensive back? And right now you would think because of injuries, that extra defensive back.
Absolutely. That seemed to be the thing to do. But yeah, what is there, 90 some odd guys here in camp, and that will all get cut down to 56. So
53 on August 53 on August 26th.
So
gone are the days of the this cut, then that cut, then that cut. As everybody loses their job on the same day now.
Well, that's probably the best thing. I would rather have it that way, wouldn't you?
Well, I again, for the way they do training camp and having training camp bodies and getting extra guys reps, and again, it is cliche, but it is true. While guys are out dealing with injuries, that's the opportunity for somebody else to get reps with the one. While we could look at the negative of Tyler Gayton missing all this training camp time, which does suck for Tyler Gayton, but some of these other guys are now getting all those opportunities, and it's a dog-eat-dog world here, man.
That's it.
And whoever's getting the reps and playing the best is going to be out there.
Everybody's competing for a job. That's why they go out there and work the way they do. Yes, they're teammates and they're all on the same team, but I tell you what, everybody's battling. And when you get out there on the field, it's a competition. There's no question about it. And I like the way Schottenheimer has taken care of that.
Absolutely. Sure. A lot of things happening here at training camp. And you think about, there is actually preseason football this Thursday. The day after tomorrow is the Hall of Fame game. Cowboys open the preseason August 9th. They wrap up the preseason on Friday, August 22nd against the Atlanta Falcons. And you could actually go to that game. Our friends at AARP, they're going to make it happen for you. Register to win a pair of tickets at sasportsstart.com. Your chance to go up to Arlington, see the Cowboys take on the Atlanta Falcons, brought to you by AARP and 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. So go register to try to win those tickets, because it's a lot of fun to get up there, and if you're going for free, that's even better.
That is even better. If you haven't been to Jerry World, you need to go. It is a fantastic place and a great place to watch a football game.
It is, and we did a behind-the-scenes video. Go watch those on our social channels, at SA Sports Star, at Joe Reinagle 210, at Jason Minix.
Absolutely do that. It's a lot of fun. Take you behind the scenes and show you some of the stuff you wouldn't get to see, because I know everybody wouldn't want to pay for it.
Like Joe Reinagle trying to putt a football.
Exactly. It was a hell of a putt, too.
Well, I mean, you watched Happy Gilmore last night, so all of a sudden now, you're going to get out there and do Happy Gilmore things.
I thought it was pretty good. Happy Gilmore 2.
Happy Gilmore 2 was perfect for what Happy Gilmore is supposed to be.
Mindless fun.
You laugh, cringy, stupid, funny.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean,
all of those things.
You don't take it too seriously. I think they probably could have worked in another dozen or so cameos. I don't know. I don't think there were enough cameos in Happy Gilmore 2, but it was. It's weird because I've seen some people just trash it, and they trash it for all the reasons that it's funny. And I can't believe that it was such a good movie, a damn near perfect movie. The first, hard to come back and do that again. But for what Happy Gilmore is supposed to be, Happy Gilmore 2 nailed it.
I thought it was great. I loved all the cameos. You see some of those stiff PGA guys actually showing some personality. That was fun. So it was good. And I love the battle. It's like PGA against Live, just different and you're battling. Hey, they're battling out here at Cowboys training camp. That's for sure. And we're going to talk to the man who makes some of those decisions. In fact, most of those decisions as to who stays, who goes, and who gets paid. That would be one Stephen Jones. He is scheduled to join us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And if you're battling issues at your house with your plumbing or your AC, there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job, whether it's a leaky faucet or a leak in your slab. Call Quartermoon at 210-651-5899. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. 210-651-5899 or go online, quartermoonplumbing.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive this Saturday from 11 till 1 or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last, so don't be late. This Saturday, 11 till 1, presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by Las Palapas, Air Ray, the College of Healthcare Professionals, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team, we can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
Hi, Dr. Damaso Oliva Jr. here, candidate for Ray Fail 77. I invite you to join us for the 170 Grander Poker Tournament on Saturday, August 2nd. Proudly sponsored by Thomas J. Henry and benefiting the Ray Fail 77 Scholarship Fund. We're putting $170,000 on the table, and it could be yours. The top women's and men's finishers each win $50,000. Register now at TexasHold'emSA.com.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Big year. I'm starting middle school.
Welcome to the jungle, Missy.
Best part? My parents promised me a new laptop.
Perfect for homework, essays, and drudgery.
So we went to Staples. They had all the latest tech, and laptops were up to 40% off.
Woo! Another back-to-school budget saved by Staples Easy Button.
Mom high-fived the cashier. So embarrassing.
Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. In 23 select models only.
Hey, Sarah. Heard about your car accident. You okay?
Well, let's see. My car's toast, my neck's a pretzel, and the insurance guy ghosted me faster than my ex. So, peachy.
Remind me why you haven't called Thomas J. Henry Law yet.
Calling an attorney is weird to me.
Yeah, you should totally trust insurance who profits from underpaying you.
I'm picking up on your sarcasm.
You need to pick up the phone and dial Thomas J. Henry Law.
Car accident? Visit ThomasJHenryLaw.com today. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal Office, San Antonio.
My name is John. I could not lose the weight I needed to. The Institute for Functional Health Wellness Program was the answer. It included a great deal of testing, supplements, and weekly face-to-face doctor visits. I finally had the accountability I needed. I am now 50 pounds lighter. I no longer have pain in my elbow, back, and hips. I have more energy and just feel and look so much better.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from the Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bell Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, out here in the beautiful weather of Oxnard, California, Dallas Cowboys training camp. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix right next to me here, and we're having a great time. Happy that you're spending a little bit of your Tuesday afternoon with us. We're expecting Stephen Jones to walk in here at any minute, and variety of things to talk with Mr. Jones about.
Absolutely. So head over. If you want to watch live, you can actually see Stephen Jones when he sits down here in our tent on the tennis courts in Oxnard, California. Head to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Go there. You can watch, you can comment, hit the thumbs up button, all that good stuff, and vote in our very important poll. And I'll ask Stephen maybe the most important question of the day, because it is National Wing Day. What's your preference, drums or flats?
Flats.
Drums are winning 65% to 35%.
Of course they are.
I'm a little surprised by that. I know I'm a drum guy, but I know a lot of people that want all flats.
Well, I want to learn how to eat a flat the way Nate Newton described it when he joined us on the Blitz earlier in the show.
The proper way to eat a flat.
Whether you just take it and it's one movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never tried that. Anybody?
You've never tried
I've
that?
never tried it. He said you got to get your teeth in between the bones, right?
Yep.
So, I haven't tried it. So I got to try that. I may have to do that before at some point this week. They have any good wing places here?
I would imagine there's probably some wing places, but it is National Wing Day. So wings will be on the menu at a lot of places, but not ours. We're doing steak night today at our beach house. So no wings to be found.
No wings. All right. Dadgummit, I tell you what. Well, again, we're waiting for Stephen Jones. He will join us shortly. The PR folks are outside, and so he'll be here any moment now. If you've got a question for Stephen that we may or may not ask, you can certainly write that down on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, or at Twitter at Jason Minix, or I'm at Joe Reinagle. We had a bunch of
You're Joe Reinagle 210.
That's right. I got to remember that 210. I always forget that, given the phone number too. Right?
I know.
So I can't remember what I was going to say, but that happens.
Well, again, Stephen should be here any moment now. We'll get him 2 minutes away. All right. Well, I'm being told he'll be here in 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Dos minutos.
Oh my goodness. So it was a player's day off today. So the players are being able to do whatever they want to do and however they want to do it. I know there's been a lot of guys in the rehab room because there have been a little rash of injury from some of these guys. Fortunately, except for Jones, it hasn't been horrible. Although, again, the guys that are going to miss the reps in training camp. And, well, it's so important. People don't understand that, I don't think, sometimes, how important training camp is.
Well, there's the reason why they do it. And the practice and the reps that a lot of these guys get. And with the CBA and off-season being so limited, there is more value in what you can get out of a shorter practice when you're at training camp. And I believe one of the reasons why the Joneses like to come out to California, there's a variety of them, but the weather's perfect. It's in Houston. I've seen they've gone inside a couple of times. It's just one of those things. And the good news for the Dallas Cowboys, they dodged a major bullet yesterday when the initial fear was a torn ACL for Tyler Gayton, which would put him out for the year. Apparently, ACL is intact. There is a bone fracture in there, a 4 to 6 week injury, but he is going to miss all of the training camp reps. That for a guy that had a disappointing rookie year, but apparently making great strides in the offseason, missing those reps, it will still set him back when he is able to go in the regular season. And you look at time, you look at 4 to 6 weeks, that season opener on September 4th against Philadelphia and their defensive front, he may or may not be available for that one.
No, he may not be.
And is he available for the Giants and their defensive front in week 2 on September 14th? But even if he's out there, how long will it take him to get back to the level of everybody that was able to participate all the way through training camp and on the same page? Because, again, new offensive coordinator, new offensive line coach, and a new guy calling plays.
Yeah, all of that is going to be important. It's something I think maybe a good question for Stephen Jones when he joins us here in a few minutes. How do they do that? How do they judge what happens? It's unfortunate, but it's a part of the game. And, you've obviously they've done this a long time and they've got a plan B and they know what they're doing. But I just wonder how they do that and judge. Is a Tyler Gayton automatic starter when he returns, or is that something that has to be played out?
It could be if whoever gets the first team reps through the rest of training camp and is dominating or grading better when Gayton is back, if that guy's like, dude, man, are you ready? Are you ready? I think it's kind of one of those situations. Now, when he comes back, does he automatically get his job? I'm one of those that you don't lose your job because of injury, but we've seen time after time that happen. Somebody gets hurt, somebody else steps in, and all of a sudden, their career is completely different. Guy that I used to work with in Dat Wynn, freshman at A&M, starter, turned his ankle on a sprinkler head at camp. Dak got the start. That never gave up that job, and his Aggie career is legendary, but he got playing time a lot earlier because of an injury.
Well, just out here, you guy that wears number 4.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to him. He was not expected to play, and then you got 2 injuries, one to Tony Romo and then another one to Kellen Moore. And guess what? Dak Prescott becomes the quarterback, and well, we know how that has worked out for Dak Prescott.
Absolutely.
It turned out pretty good.
And hopefully with the offensive line injuries that, somebody is going to get reps for Tyler Gayton as Stephen Jones sits down with us here on the tennis courts. How's everything going, sir?
Everything's great. How can you beat this?
It's
this weather's off the charts. And, of course, dodged a major bullet yesterday, so we're smiling ear to ear. We said we're not going to gripe about anything else after because we thought we were dealing with a season-ending knee injury with Tyler when we when we last saw him. And then Dr. Cooper's one of the best in the business, and he doesn't miss many of them, but he was glad to call us and say, I was wrong on this.
All right, so take us through what it was like, because I know Cowboy Nation and Twitter was just, the first reports, it's torn out for the season. So for that length of time, everybody in Cowboy Nation, what was it like for you guys when you first heard the initial report thoughts and then got that phone call?
You were hoping it was a nightmare. You want to go back to bed, wake up, and start over again, I can assure you. But no, I was sitting with Jerry when I got the text, and I just yelled out, I go, oh, my God, it's not torn. What? So it was, we did live with it for about 3 or 4 hours while we were waiting to get him down to get the MRI and then get the results back. And but anyway, like I said, it was some of the best news we ever did. Long time.
4 to 6 weeks isn't bad.
No, the whole season. Stephen, just a question for you along those same lines. He's going to miss the rest of training camp, so other guys are going to be stepping in there and taking those reps. How much does it hurt a guy like Tyler Gayton to miss the reps of training camp?
Well, obviously you want the alternative, which is to get him because
Sure.
he was doing so well and really responding, I think, to our coaches, Clayton and Connor, and they were really how they were coaching him up was resonating with him. Not that Coach Laurie didn't do a great job with him too, but guys from the first year to the second year make jumps, and he was certainly showing that he was going to do that. He was displaying the patience. He was, he's got to start to trust his length and his athletic ability, which he has in, nines. I mean, he's a supreme in those areas. And once he started trusting that, getting his confidence, he's really coming on. And I don't think that's going to go anywhere. So I think he'll do everything that it takes in rehab, and I think he'll be ready to jump right back in and get right where he was and get going and help us win a lot of football games this year, hopefully.
And you think about the 3 or 4 hours you thought he might be gone for the season, and the conversations of what do we do next? Can you go find somebody at this point, or are there some young guys that are now going to get the benefit of the reps with the first team here at camp that you're hoping could step up and be that guy?
Well, that's what you always hope happens. And, of course, we've got a guy we picked last year, Nate Thomas, who's really turning some heads in that offensive line room. And he's probably going to be the first up out there at left tackle to go out there and go to work. And you hope he just keeps on keeping on and, excelling. And then, something really good can come out of this. So, and then we've got other players at Denijay and, some guys who played this game, Awesome Richards. He's a young guy who we've liked who needs to step up for us. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys do.
Stephen, we're looking just around the league, and obviously we follow you guys, and there's been some injuries. Kalen Carson now out 4 to 6 weeks, and some other guys as well, Jones with the broken neck. But it seems like it's happening all over the place. You're seeing guys, Isaiah Likely with Baltimore gets carted off today. Can you attribute that to anything? Is it I always say, I don't know. I remember watching the NFL when Bill Parcells was here, and it was kind of tough and physical in training camp. And it's not that way anymore, and I understand why. But do you think that has anything to do with it?
I don't think so. I just think it's I think, for one, the coverage of these things are like no other, which is wonderful. It's just out there. As soon as somebody gets hurt, it's blinking everywhere. And between social media, between all the wonderful coverage that we get and the NFL gets, I just think it feels like it's more, but I think these things have always happened. I mean, I can remember when we first started going all the way back, you're going to have injuries in training camp, and, they're tough, but you gotta power through them.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Now, another injury, he's here, not practicing on the PUP list, Trayvon Diggs. The one thing that what's the timeline on when do you think he's going to be back?
I think it's just getting a feel for him over the next, another week or two. We should have a really good feel, for when we can get him back. He's working at it. Hats off to him. Obviously, our preference would have been to have him here the whole time. And in our mind, we got one of the best in the business. And but anyway, I think he's really the competitor in him's coming out. He's wanting to be out there competing, and we'll probably have a better feel for that over the next week to 10 days.
Well, obviously that's a big decision that you guys have to make, and whether you think he's going to be ready to start the season or not, or whether he misses the first 4 games. Is that just something you guys continually watch?
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
No, it's a continuation, and obviously what you hope in the meantime are guys like Kyrie Elam and Booth, and who was having a good camp before he tweaked his hamstring. But obviously Carson is a guy that we liked last year who's going to be out a little bit, but you hope these guys step up. And then another one we're monitoring is Revel. We just think the world of him, and really think he's going to be a hell of a player in this league. But he's we're on that same thing. When do we think we'll get him back? Now, I'm 99% sure he'll be back in the next couple of weeks, but then he's a rookie, so it's going to take a minute for him to get used to it and what it's like to be a pro and those type of things. But all 32 deal with this and with the injuries, and nobody's immune from that, and you just gotta keep your personnel guys looking for corner. We had a corner workout obviously yesterday, and you're just always looking for ways to get better.
And every team's not immune from dealing with contract situations.
No.
You were wondering when we were going to get to Micah, right? Are there conversations constantly happening, or there's reports that there's no communication? What can you actually share with us?
Not much, because it's not good for anybody to vet these negotiations in the media. I mean, no one ever knew Jake Ferguson was doing a contract, and that's usually how they work best, is you're just working behind the scenes, and there's always strategy. Every agent, every player is different in terms of what their tolerance level are for things. We respect them all. I like to think I got a great rapport with most agents in this league, and but every one of them's different. Every negotiation's different because the player's different, and the agent has to handle that player in the best possible way he can. But it's just part of it. As you said, it's going on around the league, and it happens.
Stephen, you said something interesting the other day, that Micah has to want to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
What did you mean by that?
I think I've said all I'm going to say for now
right.
on Micah. Obviously we've got nothing but tremendous respect for him and the talent he is. But, like I said, it's just not productive. Anytime you happen to slide in over there, it's not productive to talk about.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys here on the Blitz. We got in on Saturday for our coverage. We come out when the pads go on. The energy around camp, we've heard from our friends in the Dallas media that it feels different. And we've been here seeing a couple practices. It does. What was it about Shadi in the interview process that won him the job? Because, promoted from within and all, but I mean, he sold you on something, and you could see the difference. You can feel the difference. Do you feel it from your seat?
That's full body of work, and there's no question the energy, it's unique. I mean, you don't see that, and I think he's really brought something different to the table here. I mean, we all observe camps around the league, and there's clips from them, and you see a pick, and the guys go, good job. With our guys, it feels like every coach, every player is running down the sideline, jumping up and down, and then there's the jawing back and forth with the offense and the defense. And, I just think it's unique. But the biggest thing with him is it's authentic, too. It's not some deal that, it's a show or something like that. He's authentically and intentional about what he's trying to do here between the competition and the energy. I just think it's special. We were Mike's offensive coordinator. Mike called the plays, but we were in the room with him a lot after every game, and he would do. Mike encouraging him to give the reports on the offense, and he's impressive. And certainly, then once he started figuring out, because we meet with our coordinators at the end of every year just to get their feel for where they think we need to do. Where we can get better as a team, the things we need to do. And then I think Shadi started finally figuring out, hey, they're asking a lot of questions here. I may be in an interview. And then next time he showed up in a sport coat. And but no, he's got a magical way about himself. And obviously we all know the important things with Shadi, and all of us is going to be, we got to go out and win football games. And certainly we got a big one to start the season.
Yeah, no question about it. I've got to ask you, one of the best things about us in the media is that he's pretty transparent up there on the podium. And one thing that impressed me yesterday, he said, we're going to run the damn ball this year. Running back wise, it seems to me that room has been upgraded tremendously.
Yeah, we feel the same way. Certainly hats off to Rico. He ran the hell out of the ball for us. But we do feel like when you take the room as a whole, we've got a really nice group of backs, and they're all business. I think they all complement one another, and I just think we got a chance to be really good there. And I'm convinced a lot of coaches will give you lip service, but I'm convinced Shadi means that we're going to run the football.
Nice. I like that.
Stephen, as we wrap this up, probably the most important question of the day It's National Wing Day. Drums or flats?
Drums all the way, baby.
Drums all the way.
Drums all the way.
There's a follow-up to that. You like it breaded or naked?
I like it naked.
See, I do too. Yeah. All right.
Spicy and naked.
There you go.
I like the way you think.
Yeah, exactly. Stephen, always appreciate you stopping by. Can't wait to continue to have you on during the season, and thanks for continuing to come out here to Oxnard.
Appreciate it.
Work.
Well, here we go. Like I said, I can't think of a better place to be working.
Absolutely. It is a perfect place to be working. That's what we're doing with our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training coverage. We'll continue that on the other side, right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 180. Get it first. Get it fast. Get it now. Full coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim B, and AARP. Live from Oxnard, California. KTFM Floresville, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Will Dallas's Micah Parsons finally get his new deal while in Oxnard? We're there. And if he does, you'll hear about it first and in depth right here.
You have to earn that paycheck against me.
San Antonio Sports Star's coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP. All this week, live from Oxnard, California, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound, that's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Attention football fans. AARP Texas is teaming up with San Antonio Sports Star for this season's Dallas Cowboys training camp. Enter for your chance to win a pair of preseason tickets or tickets to a home game. Visit sasportstar.com now to enter for a chance to win. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Brought to you by AARP Texas. Whether you're a diehard fan or just love the excitement of game day, AARP Texas has you covered. Again, just go to sasportstar.com and enter for a chance to win big with AARP Texas. It's your chance to experience Cowboys football live. Visit sasportstar.com now.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC-branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team, we can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, we're out here at Dallas Cowboys training camp, and, well, the Cowboys dodged a bullet yesterday. Left tackle Tyler Gayton went down. Was feared to be a torn ACL, but the MRI revealed his ACL is intact. Instead, he's dealing with a bone fracture, will not require surgery. Gayton is looking at a 4 to 6 week recovery. Also, cornerback Kalen Carson, he suffered a hyperextended knee. He will also reportedly miss 4 to 6 weeks.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, happy Tuesday, everybody. It's 5 o'clock. You're getting off work. Congratulations. You made it through Tuesday. We're on to hump day.
Yeah.
Just about,
Hump
right?
day.
This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage continues live from Oxnard, California. We just had, the man, Stephen Jones, joined us here live. And, I tell you what, for a guy that has all that responsibility on his shoulders, he seemed very happy, very relaxed, and he's just happy to be here.
Yeah, he was. I mean, sure. Look, looking at some of the comments on YouTube, and they're exactly what you'd expect. The fact that he just did not want to talk about Micah Parsons, I don't find that surprising because they've been talking so much and now they've all kind of gone quiet. Don't want to negotiate in the media. Yeah, nobody knew about Jake Ferguson. See, we got stuff
And it's
done.
absolutely right.
And how let's go back. I mean, it's the Dallas Cowboys Jones family playbook. Last year, we're out here. When he sat down with us, we did all kinds of talking about CeeDee Lamb and his contract, and CeeDee wasn't here, and he had no problem talking, right? Yep. And then a couple of days later, I'm tired of talking about CeeDee. It does us no good to do this. And then what? CeeDee showed up.
CeeDee showed up.
I'm wondering if the comments made the other day got it to a level to where now, okay, maybe they can get in the room and work it out. They got to the anger stage of negotiations, and both sides are angry. Even Adam Schefter was talking about that on his podcast.
I would say right now we're nowhere on that deal. I would say right now we are further away from a deal in late July, early August than we were in late March, early April. The two sides have gone backwards, not forwards. I don't think they're speaking very much these days, if at all. There was communication in late March and early April when Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons were sitting down and discussing a deal and making progress and tracking towards getting that deal done. But this negotiation, when it was a negotiation, has gone sideways because it's not a negotiation right now. There's really no conversation.
Yeah,
well,
I don't
that's
know if I buy
interesting.
that.
Yeah, I don't know either, and especially with how Stephen Jones reacted. He didn't really want to talk much about Micah Parsons, and you're right. Typically, that's a sign that there's something going on. I don't want to say anything that's going to throw a wrench into the plans, and so we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. Keep in mind, we're only, 10 days or so into training camp. So let's see what happens.
And look, with all the injuries, and Jerry even said, I'm kind of okay with him not practicing. And he is making $20 million to stand over there, which is pretty damn good gig if you can get it. It was encouraging to hear him talking about the offensive line and those injuries, and we'll get into more of that likely with Mickey Spagnola from DallasCowboys.com, who will join us in about 10 minutes or so from right now, because the bright side of an injury is other players are going to get more reps and more opportunities. And Stephen Jones brought up Nate Thomas. Nate Newton brought up Nate Thomas.
Yep.
Yesterday, Brian Schottenheimer was gushing over Nate Thomas. And so you wonder, has that guy been turning heads where most of us wouldn't know, what an offensive line guy is doing? Awesome Richards is another one, but, that's a name I knew coming in as a potential backup guy. But he hasn't done enough to kind of take over that role. He's a backup. Did get a start last year, I believe. But Nate Thomas is a name that a lot of people seem to be talking about in very high regard.
No, there's no doubt. And people have been gushing over him. And that's why, when you talk to him about Tyler Gayton, obviously he's a number 1 draft pick. You want him to play. You want to do everything you can to make sure that he's successful and he plays because you've invested a number 1 draft pick in this guy. But it will hurt him to miss reps. I don't think there's any question about it. And I think Steve is not the only one to say that he's been having a good camp. There have been others that have said the same thing. So it's unfortunate what happened to him. But if a guy like Nate can come in and make it difficult, at least a decision for the Jones family and for Brian Schottenheimer, then that's exactly what you want to do.
Absolutely. And again, we'll get more detailed stuff coming up here with Mickey Spagnola from Dallas Cowboys.
We'll do that. We need to take a break, but we will return with Mickey Spagnola. We're here on our AA Best Belmont's Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're like me and you're a frustrated Astro fan while you're watching the games, there's ways that you can actually make those more enjoyable, and that's because you're winning money playing the Pick'em game at Underdog. It's a lot of fun, especially when you build out your Pick'em entry. All you're doing is choosing higher or lower on predicted stats, home runs, strikeouts, total bases, that sort of thing. And you could win money. You can play for as little as $1. And at least for me with the Astros, picking under lower is going to be that's been the difference maker. It's incredible. Millions of fans have won billions of dollars. And again, all you have to do is choose higher or lower on predicted stats. Build your Pick'em entry. If you get all your picks correct, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Download the Underdog app. Sign up now. Use my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog.
Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
AA Best Bell Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. What will training camp look like under new head coach Brian Schottenheimer? Will it be tough and hard-nosed, or are we in Camp Cupcake? We're breaking it down live for you in Oxnard, California. San Antonio Sports Stars coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp, brought to you by AA Best Bell Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim B, and AARP. All this week, live from Oxnard, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. 21 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
Do you need to get rid of things like furniture, mattresses, tires, and appliances? San Antonio has 4 drop-off centers for residential bulky items conveniently located around the city, open 5 days a week except holidays. Visit sarecycles.org. This service is free for solid waste customers that pay the environmental fee on their CPS energy bill, including customers that live in apartments. Visit sarecycles.org for hours, locations, and accepted materials. That's sarecycles.org.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's Tuesday, and that means Taco Tuesday at Tamalitos. Fresh tacos, just $1. Today only. Bring your crew. Bring your appetite. Tamalitos is serving it up hot every Tuesday. Local flavor, big taste. 2042 South Callahan Road.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bell Bonds, and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, Minix, that's always nice to hear. The South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys, right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix. I don't know. It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it does.
I mean, look, having the Dallas Cowboys and everything that the Cowboys do for us. Say, I mean, Steve and Jerry, a little behind the scenes, they know and respect what the San Antonio market means
absolutely
to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And they are a big part of our growth. You know, changing our name to San Antonio Sports Star.
Does that star mean anything?
I mean, it might. I mean, not that they pay us, but I mean,
they don't.
but again, you guys listening, we launched this station in 2008, and the way we've continued to grow, a lot of it is because of our Cowboys coverage and our company investing and sending us out here to do things like this. Even if we gotta eat ham sandwiches out here at the tennis court, because I mean that's just how it is. I mean, we make the sacrifices for you guys to give you the coverage.
Of course.
And again, I look at an interview that Stephen Jones did. People are going to beat him up for not wanting to answer Micah questions. That's not surprising. The guy wasn't going to. I'm not going to beat him up trying to get an answer that he's not going to give. You respect what he does. He don't want to talk about it, but also I've seen this playbook before. I've seen this movie before. We just watched Happy Gilmore 2. I feel like I've seen that, but here we go. I kind of think his non-answers mean there must be some progress being made, and it's time to shut out outside communication, and let's get work done.
I have to believe, and I know Adam Schefter said it earlier that there hadn't been any talk, but I have to believe that they're continually talking. It's just too important for this football team and the future of it, and this season, especially coming up, to make sure that a guy like that is in camp and on the team and ready to roll and doing the things that he needs to do. Now, again, there's two trains of thoughts. It doesn't work this way in the NFL, and I think for an old school guy like Jerry Jones, sometimes he doesn't understand or it frustrates him that things are the way that they are. He obviously knows how they are. But the fact that Micah is under contract and he's making, as Jerry said, $20 million, 20-something million dollars for standing on the sidelines. It's hard for a businessman like Jerry to understand, why contracts aren't ironclad like he's used to dealing with in the oil business.
Well, that's it. And again, a lot of deals fall apart. A lot of deals get changed as things happen. I mean, but Jerry always looks for the deal at the value, right? I mean, let's go back to, what do we call it? It's AT&T Stadium. You remember when they first opened up that building? It was Cowboys Stadium.
It was.
Why? Because Jerry wasn't going to sell the naming rights for less than what he thought the value was, especially projecting the value over the length of that deal, which I believe is 20 years. Well, isn't that what David Mulugheta is doing for Micah? What is the value of Micah Parsons today? But what is the value of Micah Parsons in 2 or 3 years, considering what we think that TV deal is going to do, because it's a percentage of the salary cap. Mulugheta is doing the same thing Jerry did with selling the naming rights. It's a projection business. And maybe the projected numbers for the Cowboys side aren't as high as the projected numbers for Mulugheta's side.
Look, all I know is that when it came to both Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, the numbers were both huge.
Yeah.
So, you can hem and haw and whatever, but when push comes to shove, you need your star players here. Those two are in, obviously, and very happy with their deals. And I'm sure whenever it happens, if it's today or if it's next week, Mike is going to be very happy with his as well.
Well, whenever it gets done, and they're going to be happy. And the reality is, I mean, they got the money. It's a part of the salary cap. I mean, it's what's the all this Bryce Harper stuff, yelling at the baseball commissioner, man, for you want a salary cap in baseball? Oh, I know. Imagine what Jerry could do if he didn't have a salary cap. He would be Joey McGuire at Texas Tech, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, and you think about when Jerry first got in and there was no cap and he was buying every player out there. Now, granted, none of them are $40 million a year, but at the time, what they were signing for is kind of equivalent too.
Absolutely, and that's the way it is. Because you're right. He would have. Patrick Mahomes might be here.
Yeah,
Saquon Barkley. You never know, right? So that's the way that it was.
Yeah, a guy that joining us now on the Blitz, Mickey Spagnola from DallasCowboys.com, remembers life in the NFL with no salary cap. We were just talking, Mickey. What could and would Jerry do if there were no salary cap?
Oh, he would have been the LA Dodgers, right? Even if there was some sort of luxury tax. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much do I got to pay? Okay, that's fine. Sorry, I'm a little late. I got stuck in an interview, and then I said, "Oh no."
Oh well, you know what happened, because we were running late with Steven, and Steven did not want to talk about Micah and his contract, and said, "No, nothing good's going to happen." Now we've been down this road many, many times, and they've been talking a lot. I think we're at the anger stage of negotiations, or at least we were the other day. I'm kind of thinking if they want to stop talking about it, does that mean they're actually talking again and we're getting close? Like CeeDee Lamb last year, no problem talking about it. Then let's go nonverbal about things. And then all of a sudden CeeDee showed up.
Yeah, you never know what's the breaking point, not only for the team, but the player too. The one thing that, I know everybody criticizes the Cowboys for dragging their feet on these contracts. But you don't know what the other side's asking for.
Yep.
And if I'm the agent, I know that potentially I can get $40 million a year, but I'm going to ask for 50.
Yeah.
And they might just say, well, okay, I'll give you 45. And then, okay, now that's great. You know what market value is for the top player at the position, but doesn't mean you're going to settle for it. And then there's other things. There's, you got to negotiate how much is guaranteed, how much signing bonus are you going to give, and so those are things that I think the Cowboys thought they had them knocked out before the agent got involved, and then things kind of slowed down, and you knew it was going to happen, right?
Yeah. It's the Cowboys.
Micah said no. Micah said, yeah, I don't have to be the highest paid player at my position. And I'm sure the agent was like, shut up. And not just him, but the NFLPA.
Sure.
Because they want the market value to go higher so the next guy gets even more than that. And they watch that stuff, believe me. They a lot of times accuse the owners of collusion. Well, the players in the NFLPA does it too. Think of what happened in the second round, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
First two guys got guaranteed contracts. Now all 30 teams or players in the second round want guaranteed contracts, and they weren't signing. So, yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. To me, like what Jake Ferguson did, he was smart. He got his money a year ahead of when it was due, right? And generally, when you get your money earlier, you give the team a break because they're not having to pay whatever the market value goes up. But think about this: he would have been a free agent March, whatever. He put $12 million in the bank already yesterday. I'm not an accountant, but $12 million in some sort of account should mean something, right? And it's got some value to it. And he's not taking the risk of playing on the final year of a contract and you get hurt. And then how do you go into the next season and market yourself? Say it, it happens late and free agency begins. You're not going to go into, I don't know, name a team, Tennessee, on crutches and say, well, I want to make this, right? And you can't even walk into the facility. Dak walked the thin ice on that in 2020, if you remember, when he decided to play on the franchise tag, right? And then he suffers that injury. And it could have been career. It was close, right? And that could have been it. And they would have been offering him, whatever the signing bonus was at that point, and he doesn't get it. So there's two sides to this stuff. And I think maybe, I'm older than you guys, but I was going to say when we get older, we think money in hand means a lot more than trying to make more money, right? It's like, I got it now, right? Not that I've ever had it, but but I think the player needs to take that into consideration, and the fact they're in a state that doesn't charge state income tax.
Boy, isn't that the truth? And Mickey, I think that's exactly what Steven meant, although he doesn't want to comment on it. We asked him when he said Micah's got to want to get paid.
Yes.
And I think you see a Jake Ferguson who did want to get paid, wanted to get it done, and Micah may be asking for a little bit more than the Cowboys, at least for now, are willing to pay.
And he said that when we did the deal with him, I guess it was Sunday when he was talking about Jake Ferguson, and he said, we pay players who want to get paid. And now, obviously, get paid what we're offering or, come into a compromise. So no one knows what Micah's asking for. So are the Cowboys dragging their feet because they just didn't cave and pay all this? I wish I had my notes with me. I was figuring out the Cowboys had 4 guys this year against the cap. Not counting Micah's $24 million, they were going to count $97 million, right? Next year, those 4 guys are going to count 100 and I think it was 20 or 30 million. Plus, you got to add in Micah, right? So the cap is real. I know people say, oh, there's ways to get around it. Well, there is for 1 year because you sign them to a signing bonus and you give them basically what Ferguson got, like a $1.4 million base salary, but you got 12. So that's $13 million you made this year. And so they'll continue when you have star players to have salary cap problems.
Mickey Spagnola, DallasCowboys.com. Math is hard. Let's talk football.
Yeah, right.
Tyler Gayton goes down. Thankfully, not an ACL, but he is going to miss the rest of training camp. What of all the potential replacements there? We've been hearing a lot about Nate Thomas.
Yes.
I don't know how to judge offensive linemen, to be honest. But what is it that Nate has been doing that's got everybody talking about him?
Well, I don't know if it's everybody talking about him, but the coaching staff thinks, oh, my gosh, look what we have. And had Gayton not gone down, maybe they don't, because he was working second team. And I think we were all assuming that Ashlyn Richards was going to be the backup swing tackle. Well, all of a sudden, this Nate Thomas, the 7th round pick the Cowboys gave up on and then brought him back, starts playing. And now they're going, oh, this guy can play. We got to see it out. And I think Clayton Adams, the offensive coordinator / offensive line coach, because that's what he was to get that job, he gets to see Nate Thomas, and he made the point. You hate when guys get hurt, but it's an opportunity for us to see other guys that we may never have seen before. And he's made an impression. Awesome Richards is getting more snaps. The other guy that made an impression, and he would have never got this deal, Steele suffered his injury, and Adeniji, who I'm still trying to remember how to spell his name, right? I would have never bothered with it before. Now it's like, well, this guy could be a swing tackle. So they got a couple guys that now are going to get opportunities. I'm not saying they're going to become stars, but they get an opportunity that they wouldn't have had if those top guys don't get hurt. Same thing at guard with Rob Jones, who, by the way, they say he got a broken bone in his neck. Well, you know what the bone in your neck is? It's your vertebrae.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he ended up, I think he suffered it early in the practice and didn't say anything. How dangerous would that have been?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then after practice, well, I don't think I need to see the doctor. And then they go, and that's what they find. So now there's going to be some guards. They're going to get more snaps. TJ Bass will get some. Brock Hoffman will get some. So they got some guys that can, Awesome Richards moved inside to take some snaps at guard. So these guys, this is your opportunity. Don't waste it if you think you got a career in the NFL.
Mickey, it's short on time, but I want to ask you this. For a guy like Tyler Gayton, who didn't have the best of years last year, but that jump, missing training camp, it's going to hurt him, don't you think?
No, absolutely. He needed this training camp because last year he had some nicks and bruises and didn't get all the snaps you would have liked him to get. I thought Clayton Adams made a pretty interesting statement up there today. He said, you really can't judge a young offensive lineman until they get 20 starts. 20 starts. Wow. This kid didn't get 20 starts at tackle in college, if I believe. He only had 9 his senior year at Oklahoma. I think it was 9 of 14 games, something like that. So he was young, and he had never played left tackle. And, they were going to use Chuma Adoga and kind of slide him in. And then Chuma gets hurt right away in training camp and then suffers an injury and misses most of the season. And it's like, okay, big boy, you got to play. and there were things I'm sure that he wasn't ready for. And average at best. But in the off season, they started seeing him kind of turning the corner. He did a better job with his diet, lost a little weight, but put on some better muscle. He needed to get stronger and just kind of figure out the game. And I'll tell you what kind of kid he is. So he grew up, just outside Austin? Mm-hmm. Is that right? Yep. Nate Newton's on our podcast, and we were talking about it. And Nate was saying, he needs to do this better and this better. And, he's got to just do this, and he needs snaps. So the other day at practice, Nate's on the sideline. Gayton comes up to him, and he goes, probably said Mr. Newton. He said, I heard what you said about me. And Nate's sitting there going, oh, no. He goes, and I'd like to hear more for what you have to say. And anytime you got any tips for me, let me know. And I'm going, whoa, wow. That's impressive, right? Because usually kids that age, and we all might have been there. It's like we know it all. We don't need to ask these old people stuff. but he was genuinely interested. And I know last year, his dad came to training camp. I don't know if he was here when you guys were, but his dad came and he was watching everything. And I remember talking to him. He introduced himself, and he was a former college athlete. And I said, well, get this guy ready. He goes, I can get him ready mentally. The physical part's got to be here, right? I can stay on him. And so at least he's got a support group. And so we'll see what happens. 4 to 6 weeks. Maybe he gets, and certainly not a torn ACL, which would have been devastating, awful. Right? So, we'll see where that one happens. But again, somebody else is going to step in. They have to. And, and then if something goes wrong, the ace in the hole is you could always move Tyler Smith outside. And then, the guard positions, I'm not trying to minimize the guard position, but that left tackle position, pretty important.
It is, very much so. Let's, real quick, we got about 2 minutes. Jump on the other side of the ball. What's been the read on Mozzie Smith with Eberflus now as the coordinator through the spring and the first week and a half or so of camp?
Yeah, I think it looks like he's more active. We'll see. I know somebody put something on video or whatever that Tyler Smith pancaked him. Tyler Smith pancaked a lot of people to be an all-pro, right? That happens. But he needs reps. He needs to play. I know he played some last year. And the thing with those guys, they end up being first-round picks, like Gayton. He's the 29th pick in the draft. That's second round, right? Mm-hmm. And Mozzie, probably the same thing. It was mid to late 20s. And so, and now he's on his third defensive coordinator in 3 years. First, they wanted him to penetrate. Then they wanted him to stay in there and hold down the ground. Now they want him to penetrate. So we'll see where that one goes. The good thing is Solomon Thomas is there. I think he'll give him something. Osa is pretty good. And it looks like with Matt Eberflus, he's not putting a premium on my nose tackle has to be 340 pounds. He wants guys active, sort of the Rod Marinelli philosophy of playing the offensive line. So we'll see where that one turns out. I can't wait to see their 7th round pick, Jay Toya, who is 340 pounds, by the way.
Yes.
And if nothing else, during the offseason, I think it was mini camp, they moved that ping pong table into the locker room. He held his own against Micah Parsons. All right. And it was almost like it was the championship match down to the last point. And here's this 340-pound guy, expressionless, just hitting the daylights of a ping pong ball, right? And you didn't expect it. So he caught my attention. Now he needs to catch it out on the field.
Absolutely. Mickey, before we let you go, the important question of the day. It's National Wing Day.
Wing Day.
Drums or flats?
Drums.
You had to think about that way too long.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking because my wife likes the flats, so we're good.
Yeah.
Right. and then when you said it, I was going, is he going to ask me bone or boneless? Right?
Well, boneless or nuggets, that doesn't count.
No, that is those aren't wings. I might as well be eating a chicken breast or whatever.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Although he eats a boneless with a fork and knife.
Sometimes, yes. If I can't get messy, Mickey,
well, then you get the dry rub.
Yeah, exactly. Mickey, appreciate
Good
you
to be
stopping
with
by.
you guys anytime. Okay,
appreciate
Mickey
it.
Spagnola from DallasCowboys.com here on the Blitz. Now it is National Wing Day, and the best wings in San Antonio are at my go-to spot, the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. They got the biggest and best wings in town, and it's the best place to go watch any games. You could go watch football, NFL football on Thursday night at the Roo Pub because that's the first game. Get yourself those great wings. Go get them there tonight. Maybe you're thinking burgers. They got about 15 different burgers on the menu. I love their fried shrimp, their appetizers, the salads, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Don't forget steak night on Wednesday night at the Roo, just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California. Continue